Pizza.
Pizza, pizza. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dungeons of Hades, the show where we're all sick, we all sound like garbage, but we are here, and together we might beat the anti-vax moms. Jumping right into tonight's session,
Your channel was
last week.
edited.
There we go.
Yes.
Nice. Last week, our intrepid group of adventurers caused a ruckus. And yes, we can in fact describe the ruckus as we may never yet be able to step back in the Vorkaiser manor as the party, like a bunch of crazy house animals, wrecked the place. One Thea right-handed Theopoly managed to find her way into the coziest bed, which also happened to be the master suite where the lord and lady of this district slept, and was rudely chased out of her slumber by the lady of the house, also John's mother, as John tried to keep his mom from killing his cat friend. Later, that
Friend.
next morning, at the breakfast table, a poor display of animal handling on our druid's part led to the small, adorable fox known as
Simone.
Simona, or Simone, right?
Simone.
Simone, leaping headfirst, swan diving into the greatest night of her life, and also a gravy train. And that led to the quick thinking of our ranger, Alora Silverbow, deciding to reach out and try and snatch the fox before she could take the plunge into the ever-thickening gravy, but was tripped up by maybe her shoes, maybe the linens, who knows. But it ended up table crashing and broke a whole bunch of shit. To this, with horrifying eyes and dismays, the lady of the house, Erica Vorkaiser, watched in horror as her beloved dining room turned into a battlefield as the two struggled for control over the fox. Eventually, you were politely asked to leave or thrown out. Who really knows? Probably thrown out. You gathered your stuff and made your way for the 2-day ride to Akaga, which is the hometown of one uh, Eris Colder,
Oh
a
yeah.
possible love interest of our very own John Vorkaiser, and also is in a bit of a pickle or a non-brined cucumber or whatever we were saying
Gotcha.
before.
Boneless pickle.
Yeah, boneless pickle. There we go. As the shipment of cranberries that it always comes this time of year from her home residence in Akaga is late by a couple weeks, and they were also her ride back to her said home. She, being a citizen of this land, uh, spoke to John and evoked her right as a citizen that he should fulfill his duties and investigate and help solve whatever this may be. You guys really had no choice but to agree, and also learned that where you wanted to go, Akaga, was on the way. So, with that, you packed up everything and headed south. The road was long through thick swamp, forest-like lands. Along the way, with some keen hearing on a few members of the party's part, you guys heard a distant growl in the woods. You all stopped, readied yourself for what might appear from the bushes, and as it turned to be nothing, you continued along your path. But now the path was silent. Where once the small woodland creatures and birds would make their various calls and noises along their merry way, now they sat hidden in silence. This put you, of course, on edge as you continued along, and about an hour later, you heard the growl again. Now, positive that something has been tracking you, you're readied yourself, and upon reveal, you found a deer in a bush up ahead, which
Oh, yeah.
Rack's Wraith Razor mercilessly pulled his beard and threw it center mass of the deer, but not enough to kill it in one fell swoop. Thus, it let out terrible screaming noises, and gouts of blood spilled from its chest as it tried to, as bestly as it can, limp away, to which Rack pursued and proceeded to murder the shit out of it, and then hoisted it upon his back and carried it back like the trophy it was. However, without field stripping it, failed to realize that living creatures contain a shitload of blood, and proceeded to bleed all over himself, all of his clothing, and his horse, who is now not very happy.
Yeah.
You guys then realized the error of your mistake, field stripped the deer right there, and proceeded on your merry way. And that's where we pick up tonight's section. So, well, actually, I'm sorry. You guys made camp, watched over the night, and then we wake up. And that's where we actually start tonight's session.
Just now woke up.
Yes. So, with that, is there anything you guys would like to do before you get underway?
Now, because of my amazing skills of being attentive during last night's session, when we field stripped the deer, did we keep the hide or no, or did we just throw it away?
We
That's up to Rack and Draku, as they were the ones who performed the
Draco,
act.
we totally would have kept it, right?
Yeah.
field stripping the deer is you're pretty much getting all the meat. You can de-skin it pretty quickly. So I mean, if it's hide is normally worth money. So
Yes.
I
I feel
most
like you guys
likely
are the
would
kind of
have.
people who would have kept the hide anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
Lucas, question. I seem to remember last session, off in the distance, we saw John Vorkaiser's mansion
No,
on fire.
you're lying.
What's happened with that?
No, you're lying right now. That's a lie.
You
That's
guys
a
did not
bald-faced lie.
leave the house on fire, but I would say metaphorically, you could say the house is on fire because you might not want to go back there anytime soon.
See, there you go, Swift. I totally didn't lie to you.
Yes, you did.
Might
You
have
did
left
lie.
a bad impression on
You
your
did
parents.
lie. No, I've always been a disappointment. I don't understand about. That just expected.
I gotta say, I don't think I could have ever expected that.
Yeah. With the hide, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I think John would know. John's gonna ask for the party if anyone has any salt, like salt, and to salt the hide, so it dries it out faster.
I don't know, but I think we might have someone with a salty attitude.
Oh!
Oh!
And the dab.
And the quiet Thea speaks.
Much work of wisdom.
Was that in character above table?
Above table.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
The South Seal, I so believe.
John's like, I don't think my slaves would be talking to me that way.
I don't have any salt though.
You
Crack in
talk
the
back
whip.
to me. Lord, get the whip.
Okay.
Diana would speak up and say, I have a little bit. How much do you need?
How big is the hide, Lucas?
Well, I don't know. How big's a normal deer hide? Like,
That is a good question.
And
How
also,
many
it's-
yards
So
of
it can
skin
probably
are we
like
talking about
span
here?
over my backside.
Yeah.
No. 'cause
Like
No.
from like from back the back legs to the front. I could probably like split open lengthwise, probably cover my back, like my entire backside from head to toe.
I would
you definitely couldn't make a shirt out of it by
I
how
would
big
roughly
you are.
estimate a
Rack.
deer hide to be about.
How many
I'd say-
yards of material is that?
I would
Don't know.
say it's about 4 foot by 6 foot.
I could buy that one.
That sounds
I could
about
buy
right.
that. Yeah, I could buy that.
Okay, so we'll say you have
I looked
four
up
feet
on
by
Google.
6 feet.
It says
Takes about
4 to
5
12
pounds.
square feet. The average size is about 10 to 12.
Takes
Square
about
feet? Holy
5
shit.
Mm.
pounds of salt to coat a deer hide once.
5 pounds of salt. Does anyone have 5 pounds of salt?
No,
Am I back at your mansion?
I don't have 5,000 salt.
Oh wait, it burned down.
I have a lot of bread.
9 to
Um,
12 feet.
Okay, so
or you try drying it without salt.
we could do that. I could just hang it off of my back. I could dry it. Right.
Sure.
I mean, it's not like you'd get anything bloodier, like, because it already is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just flip it out like where the fleshy side's facing the sun, you'll be fine.
Mm.
So it can dry.
Okay. So I do that. I get a little piece of rope that I have from my bag, and then I kind of tie the ends of it around my upper body below my arms.
So you make yourself almost like a skin cape.
Yeah.
Okay. You do that.
All right.
That's nasty. Onward.
Never mind. Wait,
What the hell are we doing?
another question real quick before we leave. Does anyone have any oil? Like lantern oil?
Let me check my supplies.
Because if you
I
want
have a tinder box and 10 torches.
that's what I got. If I'm like
50
because
feet of hempen rope.
because if you want the skin of the animal to be flexible, you need to coat it in type of oil.
Well, a
With the
type of
humidity
oil,
this kind of
probably
climate,
not being
would
kerosene.
we really need to?
It's just something to soak it in. It
I feel
doesn't
like
have.
this part of the world, I mean, may have it.
Does it really matter?
I'm sorry. It doesn't particularly matter. Let's just go. I'm sorry.
Okay, so is there anything else you guys want to do with the deer, or just head off
No.
on your guys' merry way to Akaga?
I'm getting on my horse.
I'm gonna
Okay.
get on the horse. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Excuse me.
Already, jeez.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long night. Anyway, so you guys all mount up, pack up your stuff, and then mount up, and head off on down the trail south. You're about halfway to Akaga. You guys should get there before sundown, so right about dinner time. And for anybody who's paying attention, I would definitely say, John, you would see this, but you can see the tension and anxiety starting to build in Eris's face, as you guys have found no evidence of any caravan heading to or fro, and you're more than halfway there.
Dun, dun, dun.
Can I roll a perception check while we're going down the road to look to the fields to our left and right, see if there's any type of things on the side of the road that would be of
Yes.
any type of interest?
Can I roll a perception check back to where we came from, see if I can see a house on fire?
Can I
Why don't
assist?
you guys tell me what your marching order is, and then everybody, if they wish to, make a perception check.
I would like to assist perception check. I am. Diana's riding with me. I'm probably middle of the pack. Right behind.
There's probably in the front. I'd be with her.
Yeah, probably right behind Van.
Mm.
You want me to give him advantage, or do you want me to roll perception by myself?
That is up to you two.
You roll just by yourself.
Okay.
Where are the rest
like,
of you
no.
guys in our little merry band?
Oh, can I roll perception too?
Tell me where you guys are first. What is the marching order? And then go ahead and roll.
I know I'm in the back by myself, and then there's like
I think I'm in front of Rag.
Yeah,
2 rows of
and
2.
Laura were in front of Rack.
Yeah.
And then I think, yeah.
It's gonna
Because I
be
think we're
Eris.
sharing Sims all of them.
It's gonna be Eris, John, and then Diana, and Draku on one horse. Then the next horse is going to be Zimzalabib, which is Link and Savannah. And then it's going to be Jacob in the back, holding up the rear.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the marching order.
Hey,
Because
Alright.
Cube,
we
where
needed
are
the people
you
with good
in all this?
eyes in the front.
Or, I'm sorry, Thea, where are you in all this?
That is a good question.
I thought it was
No,
gonna...
she's on the horse with me.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Where is she?
Sorry, took me a minute to remember that. I'm sorry, Cube. I'm sick. I'm sorry.
No, I
It's
don't matter in the
it's
party
easy
anymore.
to forget where you put your slaves sometimes.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, but of the rolls, Jacob got a 26 on his perception. I got a 9, and Laura got a 14.
Okay.
I rolled 2.
If you want to.
You can
If you'd
if you
like.
want to.
Oh yeah, totally do. You have good eyes.
Look with your
Your
special
cat
eyes.
eyes see.
My brand.
So it's a 20 and perception is a 1.
I thought she said she had a plus 20 in perception. I was like, wait a minute.
I can see everything.
I call hacks.
We're not at level 20. Yeah, this. How are you getting plus 20? Is this thing? What is this?
Okay. Excuse me.
I thought
Bless
perception.
you.
I thought rogues are
Um,
typically good at perception. Are they not?
Hmm?
I thought rogues are typically better at perception, but I guess not.
They
I
might
guess that's
they might be a little bit
dexterity.
better in
Sleight of hand and stuff like that.
Dex.
Yeah.
Dex.
Okay.
well
Maybe it's
Yeah.
sleight of
investigation.
hand, investigation.
I
kind of
get.
stuff.
I forget for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, wisdom for perception. I guess that makes sense. I was just like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, Thea got a 4.
Okay,
Oof.
and Diana got Diana got a 19 and Eris got a 15. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
Take a shot. Everybody take a shot.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But instead of your favorite liqueur, tonight we'll be doing Benadryl shots. So, get well, everybody.
Same thing.
Alright, so with that, you guys keep your eyes peeled into the tree lines as you make your way through this woodland, and you've actually started to rise up out of the more marshy, swampy areas, and you're on a bit of a highland. Not like really high up in the ground, but the ground's dried out. It's gotten a bit more solid. Oh my goodness. The trees and the ground has come in a lot stronger here, as they have a better foothold in the dirt itself. And so you guys are able to make better time across this terrain as you guys keep your eyes peeled. You don't see any signs of any wreckage, debris, carriages, caravans, stuff like that. And you don't see any malicious wildlife.
Cool.
You see every once in a while you see squirrels, birds, all the normal things, but nothing too unsettling.
No tracks. No nothing. No wagon wheels.
I mean, there's game tracks, and actually, I would say, who rolled the? You rolled the 26. Draku, you would notice that since you're on this higher terrain and with the drier ground, you can see that there is like worn ruts in the road. They don't look new, but this is definitely like the main road.
A well-worn road.
Yes, it is a well-worn road. Wow, say that 5 times fast.
Rel Horn Woad.
Yes.
I tell Aries colder.
Oh, you got it right.
Oh crap! Sorry,
Not quite.
Wait. Oh, Eris.
Eris colder.
Okay, you're good, Drake. Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. Arius cooler.
Thank you.
that they might have run into some issues around their house
Yes,
or around where they lived.
that's what I'm thinking. I mean, we haven't seen anything yet, but it's just so far away. Who knows what could have come to our small little village, but you'd think we'd be safer there. So maybe they never left. But why wouldn't they leave?
Maybe something
She
happened.
kind of takes a hand and gently kind of palms at her chin as she tries to like think of an answer that would match up with all the variables that you guys are witnessing right now. Doesn't seem to have anything that comes to mind.
Well, I will keep my eyes peeled for you while we're on our way.
You know what walking along this nice road as we're trotting along our horses makes me want to do, guys?
Sing a ditty.
It kind of makes me want to burst into song.
Oh no.
Are you multi-classing in the barn now?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it.
Oh my goodness.
I
This
said sing
character just
songs
went
from
from
a mic was
versatility
muted.
to worthlessness
Yeah.
in one fell swoop.
There's something I'm pondering.
You don't need to do that. You just need to look for the bare necessities.
For the milk on the bottles of the wall.
Hey,
Bottom.
you can't say over 10 seconds or we'll get copyrighted on that shit.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
True.
Bad link.
You gotta like throw in some different words. Make it our own.
All right, so we're on our way to
Yes.
the fucking
Yes.
thing.
Yes. So you guys walk along. And I'd say that you've been walking about for 3 hours. You've been very diligent, and you haven't seen anything yet. Just following this well-worn road. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. All the way back to Akaga. And everybody go ahead and make a make a perception check.
Yes.
18.
I see things. I'm a
Okay.
druid.
You know what?
Oh,
Woo!
21.
I'm gonna beat that.
21.
I'm gonna beat that. Guarantee. 16. Okay. I beat it.
17.
Dang it!
We're
Everyone's
all
better than me.
druids.
Like Oh, there we go.
For
We are
all
getting
druids here.
great rolls. Lowest is
Apparently
15.
we're all
Highest is
druids,
21.
boys and girls.
21.
What is that?
Alright,
Finish for 21.
Oh.
nice.
Hey.
So you guys,
We're a multicultural fan base.
Oh.
nice. Represent.
That's the only way. That's the only word they'll be able to hear in the recording.
Lo siento.
God, they've been listening for like 16 hours and they just got a word and they're like, "Yay!" We're
Remember,
sorry.
guys.
We love you all.
guys. We can't be racist. That's against. I'm just kidding.
It's against the code of conduct.
Yeah,
Hey.
it is.
We're not allowed to
Racist.
mention
Okay,
other
just
races.
Let's go. Let's go.
Racism,
Let's
no.
go. Let's go.
No.
All right, come on.
Hey, never mind. Okay,
Okay.
we're just digging holes here.
Yeah, just go. Just go.
So,
Give me that shovel.
Akaga. Ho.
yep. So you guys make your way along, and the train starts to drop back down. Oh my gosh!
You're not tired.
I'm not tired.
Take a
I'm
shot.
really not. So the train starts to drop down, and you start to descend back into that more marshy environment. But the forest also kind of starts to end as it sprawls out into kind of like these big patching meadows that will go on away and then run into a little grove of trees and then like pick up with another big sweeping meadow. And the road kind of breaks out into this high grassland, and it looks like a lot more thought has been put into its construction, as there's like as you can kind of see on the shoulders of the road, there are stones that are piled, and it kind of the road is a bit raised off of the ground, and it looks like stones were laid down, and then mounds and mounds of dirt were spread across it to give a better platform to move across than the soft mud of the plains beneath you. Which is nice because you're able to keep your speed through this meadow, essentially. And as you keep on rolling along the road, keeping your eyes peeled for the forest line that you recently departed from, you don't see anything that follows you out or anything like that. And before long, a couple hours later, you start to see cranberry bogs ahead. Massive pockets of red in the I would say light green grass fields. It's kind of like that half green, half brown grass. And every once in a while there'll just be a large rectangle of dark red that just cuts into the landscape, where there are bogs.
Ooh.
And a creek at this point kind of picks up alongside of the road, or like turns alongside of the road, and essentially follows the road into town. And at the very horizon, you can start to see there's a couple buildings and a couple soft chimney exhausts just gently pluming up. Not like, well, if something was on fire, it's long since been out, or it's just a small fire. But it looks like up ahead, for better or for worse, is the small farming town of Akaga.
Heyo.
What would you guys like to do as
Can
you
we?
approach?
Is it like on fire?
Yeah, I was just saying,
Roll a
is it
perception
like
check.
I rolled an 18.
25. Is it
23.
on fire?
Do you wanna
18?
do you want to average this out?
Because
Just
then,
go
like,
for
I got a
Great
20.
on the curve.
no.
So with the 25, 18, 20, and
23.
Eris's natural 20 plus 3, you guys can in fact confirm the town is not on fire.
Okay.
Yes.
What a relief.
I thought like the way you're describing it, like the town was in smolders. Like, it
Well, I was
already
trying to
burnt to the
describe
ground.
like soft billowing chimney exhaust, but I'm like,
That's what I
how do I
thought it
make it sound
was.
like it's not on fire? It's like, I'll tell them it's not on fire, but then you guys are like, it was on
Oh,
fire.
it's just a busy town looking for warmth. It's not all on fire.
Just there's like communal fires all around each place. Just like
Yes, but the town is not on fire, and you can see people. They're small dots moving between building and building at this point, because you're still really far out. But there is something. There are things living and moving in said town.
Dun dun dun. Oh wait, no wait. That's...
Living things. Ah.
Okay, can I roll a perception check to see if they're human or like creatures that won't
You
that
rolled
aren't
a
monsters?
23. They look humanoid, but from this far out, it's hard to make out
Oh.
finite details.
They could be
Oh.
orcs, they could be elves, who knows?
okay,
I mean,
look at
all you
Eris.
know is you think they have a head, 2 arms, a torso, and 2 legs.
Sounds not on
Okay.
fire, they can't be that bad.
I look at Eris and then I kind of like give a nod and like I kind of like kick the not kick. Take that back. I can't say this properly. Get up the horse.
Giddy up.
Like, yeah,
Giddy up the horse.
I'm tired. Yeah, do that. Go
To
into full
say
out-
kicking the horse would be an accurate term,
Yeah.
though.
I want to say that, but I didn't think it was right.
No, I'm pretty sure that's right. Although I'm no horse expert.
You're
You kind of give it a little nick, with your heels,
Yeah.
and the horse picks up the pace as you all kind of pick up your trot into a kind of a slower gallop. And I would say within the next half an hour, you are at the essentially at the entryway to a Kagi or a Kaga, sorry, proper. Um, um, and as you're looking down the main street, this is a very small town. There are 5 buildings, 5 major structures. You can see farming cottages off in the distance in almost every direction. But this is kind of like the central, this is where the road essentially ends. The road leading in, there are 5 buildings, 1 at the end of the road and 2 on each side of the road. One of them appears to be a church of some kind on the first building on the right side. The next building on the right next to the church appears to be some sort of kind of like what would it be? It seems to be some sort of mill. And adjacent to it on the other side of the street, there's also some sort of mill slash warehouse, something to that effect, where there's like a door open and inside you can see just like barrel upon barrel of something in there. The first building on the left, however, looks like a general store of some sort. There's just kind of it has a full wraparound porch. And there's just all sorts of shit kind of like leaned up against it that goes essentially all the way around the store. And there's everything from clothes to farming equipment to all sorts of other little things. The church is set in a very simple and elegant kind of old southern style small town, if you can imagine. There is a stained glass window at the front above 2 double doors that depicts a picture of a woman spread armed with arms spread out wide, and from her temples grows a very impressive set of antlers. Um, and her in one of her hands there is a bird that is landing in an open palm, and in the other there is a daisy blooming from her spread hand. This is a depiction of Malura, Mother Nature herself, which
Sweet.
John, you would know is pretty normal for small town communities like this, especially when farming is your life and your very existence. Usually people turn to a faith that would, that they could believe in, that they believe would help that effort as much as possible.
I feel right at home here, even though I've never been here.
So they're not good loving Christians? Heresy.
Well, they're good loving Malurans.
Lauren.
I'll
Which
take
is
it.
we'll take it.
Sounds
Same
like
thing.
Crusade. It sounds like Crusade material to me.
So on the left side, there's a general store. On the right side, there's a mill. What's the positioning of the other 3 buildings?
So there's left side general store, right side church. The second building on the right and the left are both some sort of warehouse building, either a mill or just storage or both. You're not quite sure. And then the 5th building, kind of center stage at the far end of this not so long main street, looks to be a kind of like a town hall. It has a very much more, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's built in more of the imperial style that you've seen castles various banks, halls of justice, things like that. It's not a castle, but it's a small town city hall.
Ooh.
You'd imagine that serves as, where any person of official status would be. Maybe the jail's there too, and maybe any post or any other imperial services would be provided out of that building.
I'm gonna head there to the city hall.
And there are people moving about the street too. They make a perception check.
Lots of perception checks.
15.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. You guys made one. I should have just. Oh well. I forgot.
No, I'm doing it again.
This one.
You're doing it again. So, being on the alert as something shouldn't be right here because
Nat
as you,
20.
nice. Okay. So, you guys look at the people moving about, and people notice you, but seem to pay you no mind. And everybody seems to be okay. There's no signs of like something happened in the street. I mean, like everything looks as it should be. There's nothing off to what you guys see.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys kind of get into the city proper, city, town, village, we'll call it. It's a village.
Metro.
No, it's small. all small. Eris kind of sidesteps the saddle John from behind you and slides off the horse and darts across the kind of the main dirt road over to two farmers or two individuals that are walking across the street, and she runs up to them. And she runs up, and you see her kind of like yell as she runs towards them. And she says, "Mom, Dad," and she runs up and like wraps them in a big hug, and they're like, "Oh, sweetie, how you doing?" And I'd imagine you guys at this point would go closer or like follow her.
Let's do this.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yep.
Of course.
So you guys all kind of catch up to her as she finishes embracing her parents. And Eris says, where was the last shipment? I thought you would be meeting me in Fort Kaiser Solo.
Oh, can I proclaim something real quick? That my
Yeah.
travel clothes are covering the emblem on my chest.
I figured you would go.
I was just making sure.
You'd be going for incognito.
Why?
Okay.
Well, I guess never mind. Placidity wouldn't know.
Incognito.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah,
we can't say that.
He's a
can't-
Texan.
Oh.
It's okay, fellas.
Whoa.
He can say it.
Moving swiftly along.
I can't bleep that out.
Where are we moving swift?
Follow
we're-
behind Eris. or
We're getting our
behind
asses
Eris.
moved right off of YouTube is what's happening.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go.
Sorry about that. It was,
Maybe
it was
nobody
supposed to
heard
be a
it. It's
joke.
okay.
Joke.
This is the internet. This is no place for jokes.
Anything you say can and will be held against you. Okay, so you guys move up, and you hear the father speak up and say, "Well, we were going to meet you in Fort Kaiser, Sir Low, but the most wonderful thing happened. You wouldn't believe it." And Ares says, What happened?" And the father kind of looks around and eyes all of you a bit suspiciously, and then kind of leans in.
Right when he does that, I'm casting detect thoughts.
Okay, what does he need to roll?
He doesn't have to roll anything. I just instantly know. What do you think? What he's thinking?
Okay, and is that verbal semantic or component?
I'm muttering it under my breath.
Okay,
chant.
roll a sleight of hand, please.
Oh boy.
What is my sleight of hand? That is a good question. I guess +2. It is.
Do 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 do.
20.
20.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you with the dexterous and sneakiness that you've been practicing for a long time now, get this spell off with the right incantations and words. And does he need to save against it?
Material. No, that's if I want to go deeper into his mind. I get ready to surface thoughts.
Okay, so he says to his daughter, which you all hear, "We've discovered the most wonderful thing." And that's all he says. But in what you hear is what he just said. And you hear him thinking, "I am concerned what their intentions are with it. If you want any more, you'll have to go deeper."
I'm gonna like pull Eris aside really quickly, like whenever his dad's like look at her. I'm gonna like pull her and like whisper to her ear. I'm gonna have to do something. You're not gonna like me after this.
Can I roll an insight
What
check?
are you doing? Tell me right now. Well, like she doesn't yell this, but she kind of like that angry whisper.
Yeah, it's like
She like sees the look on your face and knows that whatever's about to happen, she's not gonna like it.
It's like your father doesn't trust us.
Can I roll an insight check on
And-
her parentals?
Oh.
Yeah, you can.
And like
11. I see all.
I'm whispering to Eris like your father doesn't trust us at all, and he's not going to be truthful with us. Do you mind if I do the thing?
Well, no. I mean, think about it here. I just showed up with a group of strangers. To them, I'd probably been missing for 2 weeks also. Just like they were to
I
me.
whisper to her what he was saying in his mind.
Well, maybe we could just ask what it is.
Okay, fine. I'm not gonna peer any further. I'm gonna brush it off. Be like, okay, sure.
And she kind of turns around with a small kind of victorious smirk on her face back to her parents. And she says, "Well, what was so important that you didn't bother to come pick me up in Vorkaiser's? I mean, I'm quite capable of coming back on my own, but you've heard the rumors of what's been lurking out there. I was hoping that you would escort me." And the mother at this point speaks up and says, "I know, dear, and I'm sorry for inconveniencing you, sweetie, but this was truly something spectacular, and, well, maybe we shouldn't talk here. It's not the best place." And Eris says, "Well, where should we talk then?" And she's like, and the mom says, "Why don't you have your and she looks past Eris at all of you guys. Who are these people?"
I step forward. I am Placidity. Monk and constable's help from Horrible Solid. These are my companions. I point out Rack Wraithrazer. Rack, the captain of our beloved ship. You won't find a more capable spearman anywhere. This
right.
is Allura,
Why is he
our
covered
ranger.
in blood?
He just got back from hunting.
Yeah, nothing to worry about. It's just a deer.
I quickly keep on with the introductions. This is Allura, our very capable ranger, guiding us through the wilds. This is Thea, John's companion.
Then like
Oh,
whenever
hello.
whenever he says my name, I said it's Van.
Man.
Like, I kind of give
Man,
no, I said Van, VAN.
Van.
What
Van.
Draku calls me. I kind of just give him like the side, like,
Oh.
come on, help me.
Yeah, this is Van's companion, intelligence gatherer.
Oh, right.
Thea.
Hello.
Hmm. That's an interesting title, but it's nice to meet you.
Oh, and that's Draku.
I
Yeah.
don't know
I can't believe
how.
y'all just like straight forgot about me.
I'm sorry, I was looking at all the avatars. I thought I hit it. I'm looking at the avatars on our website, and you're the only one that has like words instead of an actual picture. It threw me off. I'm sorry.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't forget
Oh,
Diana as well.
I don't really know how to change
Yeah,
that.
and
Oh, yeah,
at
Diana.
that kind of Diana steps up and does a small curtsy, and making sure that the gold chain that hangs around her neck is kind of out and visible. And she says, "And I'm here on behalf of the Emperor, investigating some of these mysterious rumors of what might be lurking in your woods." And
Yeah, that's
she
kind of
does
important too.
a small curtsy, and the Eris's mother speaks up and
Gosh.
says, "Well, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. I don't know how I feel about your bloody crocodile friend, but you're all more than welcome to join us for dinner if it would please you."
Is there a nearby
that-
river I can
I like
wash off all this
food.
blood on?
Let's do this.
Of course, I will have you to ask you to wash up before you come into our house.
Right, of course. Yeah,
Of course.
yeah. Uh,
Oh, how do you
And
feel
and
about
you see
foxes, by the way?
you see Eris's mother and father kind of give each other like a look to one another, and then like go back to like trying to force this. Uh, it's like it's a cordial smile, but they're kind of uncomfortable looking at you.
I don't understand why.
Couldn't imagine why.
Sounds like racism to me.
So, do you want me to wash up? Like, do you have a place for me, or do you want me to just go into the river, or what?
Well, I mean that would be preferable as it. Well, wherever you go to clean that, it's gonna make a horrible mess.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. Can you point me
I
to the nearest river?
And she points to the irrigation creek, which it's a creek, it's not a river, but it's running water nonetheless. And
Mhm.
she points at it, and then she drags her finger along it to the other end of town, where the water is running away. And she says, "Do make sure you do it on that side. We would hate
Gotcha.
to ruin the cranberries."
I imagine they don't take kindly to your blood. All right, I'll take good old Clyde
I
here and go get washed up.
Okay.
I hop up on it and I start riding away.
Okay, so you ride off downstream.
Hmm.
What are the rest of you going to do?
because
He
did
invited us to dinner.
Yeah.
I have a question. Did Eris's parents like pull her off to a side and start talking to her alone?
Not yet. No.
Okay, I was only wondering if they did or not. But I'm gonna like go up to Eris real quick and whisper again. It's like, yeah, I'm not 100% sure if you've introduced me to your parents before. Like, I don't have any memory of this. I don't think it's happened. And I just whisper to her, just say I'm an old friend, and I go by the name of Von.
Man,
No shit, Van. That was Von. Van.
Johnny boy.
Van Kitster. Van Kitster.
As you're sidled up to Eris Colder, I kind of sidled up to you and whisper in your ear, "Why are we hiding your name?"
And then I look back at Link, not Link, sorry, Placidity, And
SIBO, get it straight.
yeah, and I
Right?
I can't talk. I was I whispered to you. It's like the reason that I'm hiding my identity is because I think they're hiding something. It's
Oh, should I have not introduced myself as my name either?
no, it's because I'm a warlord. I'm going to stay as a civilian identity for a little bit. And see how this plays out. Because the most common people don't like to be very open to royal officials, and he kind of gives like a not in a glare, but like a look at Diana, like to like because like you see like the golden chain around her and so on and so forth.
Why are you all up on my Kool-Aid?
No.
Above table.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's the episode title.
Why you up
Why
on
you
my
up on my
Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid? Oh, Draven, props to you. That line was delivered perfectly.
Inspiration.
No, not quite, but holy shit, that was good. Anyway, as this kind of little quick huddle breaks up, Eris turns around, and says, "Oh, Mom, Dad, I suppose I've been away from home for too long. This is a friend from Vorkaiser Salo. I've known each other. We've known each other a while now on past convoys. This is Van. What'd you say? Kepler?
Kitster.
Your channel was edited.
Van Kitster. He's a good acquaintance of mine, and actually helped me get back home. And her parents are like, "Oh well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Van Kitster." And her father sticks his hand out for you to shake it.
I do so very firmly.
Yeah.
Good old
Well,
farmer handshake. Farmer handshake.
dinner won't be ready for a little bit, and we will have to, of course, set a couple more places. So, why don't you kids run along and come by in a couple hours when dinner will be ready?
Food.
Well, I kind of like look at everyone and said, I need to go to the city hall, so I'm gonna go there.
And Eris kind of pipes up and says, "Well, I could help set the plates if you need my help, Mom." And she's like, "Oh, that'd be great, sweetie. You know, it's been so long since we've seen you. It'd be nice to get caught up." And she's like, "Well, I'll see you guys in a couple hours then. You know the way, right, Van?"
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will see you later then.
No, do we?
Thank you so much for helping me get back home safely, everyone. I owe you a debt I don't think I can pay.
You're welcome.
I mean, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. We just walked you here.
Well, you never know when things can be worse. Anyway.
Also, we still need to figure out why the shipment never came, so... And
Well-
we need to go see an obelisk.
And like you see like a slight souring in her mom's face, and the father quickly steps in and says, "Well, we'll see you at dinner then." All the same.
I pop my second spell slot to have another detect thoughts on the mother and the father.
Okay, who are you going for?
The mother. It cannot last up to a minute, so I can divide 30 seconds up between the two.
Okay, is this still the same spell slot? Or
Same spell. I have 2 spell
Same
slots.
same spells, second spell slot.
Third. It's all mine are third.
Oh, well, you know what I meant. This
Yeah.
is your second casting.
Yeah.
Roll sleight of
Yeah.
hand.
6.
Okay. So you see, like you kind of pick up on a hint quicker than you know, and just like, you know, looking for like a piece of meat getting thrown to the wolves. You jump for it a little too quickly, and they know what you're doing. So does that mean it's null and void, or
No, it still happens.
okay? So they know what you're doing, though.
They know I'm casting a spell. They don't know what
They
it
know
is.
This is correct. And the
They
only
can
surface
ask what
thought
it is.
you skim from the mother is, how would they know? And then they both quaintly smile, bow and curtsy to you, and then turn with their daughter and leave.
And I kind of whisper to Placidity. Something's very fishy here. I don't like it.
I agree.
The mother and the father know something.
Everything
They-
seems fine to me.
they don't want to tell us. They know about the obelisk. They know something about it, that it's doing things, and they wonder how we know about it. It's very fishy.
Up table. They know about the obelisk? Like, do you know that they know?
Yeah,
Well,
because
I
that's
said
what
something
the spell
about
does.
an
How do they
obelisk,
know,
and
yeah.
you read their thoughts, and they're like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay. Bye.
So I just whispered to Placidity, and it's like, I whisper one more time, like, I'm going to go check City Hall and see about the shipment. I'll be back. We need to find the bottom of this.
I'll
So
be
we should
back.
split up.
Yes.
All right, group huddle. Can we huddle
Yeah.
without the parents like seeing us and noticing?
They've already walked off with
Oh,
their
okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Perfect.
yeah,
group
they're
huddle.
gone.
All right. So John, I like your plan. You go to City Hall. You check it out. There's 4 other buildings we can check out as well. There's a mill, what looks to be some kind of warehouse, a church, and a general store. We should split up and search for clues.
So
I'll go to the church.
yeah, I was gonna say the church is another good option, because if they're like worshiping the obelisk or thinking it's such a wonderful thing, they may think it's a miraculous thing from the Mother Nature.
Oh, I was just thinking I'm a druid, and the church sounded like a cool place to go to. But yes,
Oh.
that too. Who wants to go with me?
Diana looks
Awesome.
at you, John, and says, I feel that state business we should conduct together, so I'll go with you.
I can go to the general store.
And I'll go with Theo.
I guess I'm gonna go check out the mill. Because that
Rex gonna go watch them.
Yeah, I've already left. I'm gone.
He's
Gone.
like, I'm out of here.
The mill sounds like so much fun.
Hey, congratulations, guys. We split the party.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna do something. I know you're gonna do something.
What? I would never.
Lucas would never.
Whoa, you guys
Wait,
split
am I
the
the only one
party.
going to the mill?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Rub
going
his
to
hands
Theo.
together.
I am not going to the mill. I'm following Diana.
Okay, we're going to the.
No, I'm alone.
Guys,
the
come
court
on.
office.
I wouldn't scare you into making the wrong choice, would I?
No, that's a
No,
lie.
you're just
That's
gonna
a
attack
bold-faced
us.
lie.
Oh my gosh. I know nobody can see me right now, but I've got my head tilted to the side and I'm just blinking my big pretty eyelashes, trying to be all
That's
sweet
the
and innocent.
fakest bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
Well, I'm actually
If a
doing
slime
that.
monster, if a slime monster pops out of there ever, I'm gonna pee my pants.
Good to know. Anyway,
Lucas, don't
moving
you
on.
do this to me.
Yay, pizza.
We're gonna go with some people to the general store.
Okay,
Yes.
So we'll start with the. Let's see. Who should we start with? So who's going where again?
I'm going to the general
Me.
store with Thea.
Okay, so Thea and Alora are going to the general store.
Yes.
Diana, John, and Draku are going to City Hall, and
That works.
Placidity is going to the church. Okay, cool. We will start with Thea and Alora.
Okay.
So you guys come up to this old, I hesitate to say rickety, but a weathered wooden building with this large wooden wraparound porch. And like I said, there's every farming tool that you can imagine kind of leaned up against this, and various other supplies, feed for animals, bridles, saddles, other various bits of fixtures for plows and parts of sleds and other equipment. And not so much like the general stores, because most people around here grow their own food. So there's like specialty item, like there's like little bags of spice, for example, or other various bits of seasoning that just don't grow well around here. But like there's not like produce, because you'd imagine that almost anybody's got their own garden in their backyard. But anyway, you walk up onto the porch, and inside it looks like most of the merchandise is on the outside here. But on the inside, there's some of the higher ticket items. There's like plow heads, various hard to manufacture, hard to create items, like different yokes and other parts of farm machinery, glass cans for like canning food, and various other bits, some nicer clothes, and a couple nothing special weapons in the corner.
Okay.
And there's a fairly tall man with a muscular build and very very wild curly dark hair, who turns as he hears the wooden floorboards creaking as you enter. He says, welcome to my establishment. What can I do for you?
We actually have just arrived in town recently, and we are actually looking for something specific. We were wondering if maybe some of the townsfolk could maybe help us maybe find it, or if they know any information about it. Do you think you could help us by answering a few questions?
Well, if it's... I don't have a lot in the store, but
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to point you in the right direction. There's not a whole lot in our small little town here, but I'll do what I can to help.
Okay. Have you noticed anything strange recently? Like anything out of the ordinary that's happened recently that, kind of just strikes you like not necessarily super weird, but, strange?
No, can't say nothing bad like that's happened.
Okay. Um, has there been any like advancements maybe in the town recently that have been exciting or interesting, or maybe crops doing better or worse than usual?
Well, we got a new mayor, if that's
Oh, really?
anything. Yeah.
Well, what's his name?
Names. Let's see, I wrote it down. Buford T. Jensen.
Buford T. Jensen.
He
Really?
was a nobody, but as of recent, he's come up with some pretty interesting ideas. We're quite excited to see what he's got planned next.
Oh, cool. Well, what kind of interesting ideas? Is it things that you like?
Oh, very much so.
Oh,
Things to help the cranberries grow.
okay. And what are those ideas exactly? Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, I can't say I'm an expert on the matter. You might have to ask him.
Okay. Do you know where I can find him?
City Hall, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. This is a very nice story you have.
Why, thank you. It's been in my family for a long time.
Really?
Yes.
How many generations has it been?
Oh, let's see here. If I'm not mistaken, count them all the way back to my great grandpa be. I think that'd be 5.
Oh wow, that's awesome. And what was your name again? I'm sorry, I don't think I properly introduced myself. I'm Laura Silverbow.
It's very nice to meet you, Laura Silverbow. I'm Rick Carlson.
So what kind of goods do you have here? Do you have any potions or anything like that? Or do you know of anybody that maybe we could buy some more magic items? Is there anyone in town that's like the magic expert or knows anything about has arcane knowledge?
I don't know much about magic, and I know I don't sell any.
Mhm.
Shoot, I think the most magically inclined person here might be the new mayor.
Okay. Oh, so he knows a lot about magic?
I think so. That's at least what he said.
Okay. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much. You've been a lot of help. And
Nope.
yeah,
No problem, ma'am. Take care.
take care. I'll look over at Thea. Do you have any other questions you think that we could ask? Or otherwise, I mean, I think we should definitely maybe go see about the mayor for sure, because he's new and knows a lot about magic. So maybe he either knows or knows about the obelisk or whatever. So
Sorry for the background noise.
That's
That's
okay.
my dad.
That's okay.
I think we're good from here. We should go talk to the mayor because I don't think we might not have much time. So we should
Right, I
go
agree.
So let's go to talk to the mayor.
I agree. Okay.
Say, what did you two say this was all about?
It's something that we're here to kind of look into, something that our group of people that we're from. Okay, hold on. Sorry. I'm really bad with names.
Yeah, you don't sound shady at all.
I know. I'm not trying to be. I just don't remember the name. Hold on.
Yeah, God, you guys are blaming me. Who's the real shady one here?
I know.
We're the
Are-
Knights of
are-
Derp.
Yeah, but bro, like you guys are from Vorpal Solemn, like where you got the mission from.
Yes, that's what I was trying to Borbasol.
Ah,
Okay. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so I go back to roleplay. Sorry about that. But we're just from Borbasol and looking into some things in the area, but nothing to worry about. We're just simply just looking into something that kind of we're all interested in and hoping that I'm not good at roleplay. You can leave me alone, okay?
You're doing great.
Okay.
You're role playing good. Just Alora's not the smoothest talker.
No, and her charisma is a -1 and it reflects. um anyway. But yeah, that's all. So I just kind of like rush out because I'm like -1 charisma.
Well, you be careful now. There's been some folks that have come into our town as of late with bad intentions. We
Oh,
don't
okay.
take too kindly to the people like them.
Oh, okay. All right, well, we'll be careful and you have a good day and you be careful as well.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Kind of bad intentions, I wonder.
You didn't ask.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you weren't there.
You
Yep.
weren't there, man.
All right, and with that, we'll jump over to you, Placidity, as you walk to the other side of the street while all this is happening. And there's people walking by, carrying various carts of wares and stuff around. But you can see that the.
I'm not making fun of you. Alora's just not the smoothest talker.
I thought you crushed it.
No, yeah, role playing was good.
My mic was muted half the time because my dad and my mom were all yelling at my sister, so I couldn't talk very much.
I was thinking your dad sounded kind of like a little girl.
Got him. Okay.
So, with that, you come up and you push on the door to the church, and it's locked.
Oh,
Oh snap!
do I hear any singing or anything inside?
You kind of put your door up, or your door up to the ear, your ear up to the door. Roll a perception check.
14.
14. You kind of stick your ear to the door, and you notice there's some about head height windows that go start at about I'd say your neck level and go to the ceiling to let excess light in during the daytime. And so you kind of get up on your tippy toes and peer through, and it's dark.
Huh.
It doesn't look like anybody's in there.
I'll look around for some close by townspeople. Do I see any?
Yeah, there's a farmer walking by with his donkey and a cart.
Okay, cool. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, so what can I do for you there, Sonny?
I like the stained glass window you guys have on your church building. I happen to also be a follower of Melora. When do you guys hold services?
Well, we haven't held services since our priest went missing.
Oh. Well, dang, when did that happen?
About 2 weeks ago.
Interesting. Okay, what was his name? Do we know what happened to him?
Well, his name was Hans, Pastor Hans, and we don't know. One day, a lot of us showed up for service to, pray and hope the cranberries come in good, strong, and red, but he wasn't there.
Well, did anyone check his house? Where does he live? Does he live in the
Of
church?
course we checked his house. He don't live too far from here, but no sign. Just looks like he upped and left.
No sign of a struggle or anything. Would you mind pointing me in the direction?
Of what, his house?
Sure, yeah.
Well, I don't
I
know.
actually happen to be a bit of a law enforcement authority myself, just from Horrible Solid visiting. I'd be happy to look into it.
Oh, that sure be a long way from here, but if make a persuasion check.
Okay. Well, my hands are dirty. Persuasion. Yeah, +3. Okay. +3. 15.
Well, I can't say I've ever seen someone like you before, but if you say, it would be nice to know what happened to him. He lives just, you see that there big tall pine tree over yonder, and he kind of points. He kind of like leans off to the side, looking perpendicular to the road, like essentially between the alley of the church and the mill.
Okay.
And there's a clearing of trees, and there's one like pine tree that sits among a stand of deciduous.
Sure.
If you keep following that couple miles past, his house is in the middle clearing. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
Thank you very much, friend. What was your name as I clasp his hand?
My name, Ernst.
Nice to meet you, sir. I am Placidity. Very good to meet you. Long live Melora. Or
yeah, long live Melora. Well, take care, Placidity.
You as well. And I give a quick customary bow.
And nods the head and kind of takes the little stick and touches the donkey on the back, and they start on their way.
Yeah, mule.
Can I do a quick look around the church to see if there's any like side doors that are open?
Roll an investigation check.
I gotta clap to you, Polo. That was one of the best directions I've ever heard, because that's exactly how a farmer would say it. Exactly.
I like the voice. The accent as well.
You guys might think I'm just some city boy from Portland, but I spent most of my life growing up in the outdoors, so I know a thing or two.
I can just imagine my dad. Yeah, you know that pine tree over there, down there, about 300 meters.
Yeah.
That's about 30 feet. Okay, you're gonna take it right down there, and then go straight for about another 60 feet until you meet up about this house. That was made about 80 years ago. It's like,
Yep.
yeah,
Pull
That
over
sounds
with
very
your
familiar.
tractor.
Pretty
One thing
much
I'm
here,
also
too.
very good at too, navigation. In
Well.
fact, we a long time ago, and I'm sorry, but this is a perfect time for this tangent. There's a hill that's maybe a mile from my house, and on top of it, there's a small clearing, and there's three tall pine trees, and they've been stripped from a storm or something. But so my dad always said if we ever were in a post-apocalyptic society, we would live in the Valley of the Three Guardians because you can see them from our house. And so that's kind of become it. I don't know if anybody else in my area calls it that, but you know, if you were to say, see that hill with the three guardians on top, yeah, I live at the base of that. So, fun
There you
fact.
go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you just made it
last
easier
year,
for
one
the
of them
mob
got
to
knocked
find
over
you.
in the
Yeah, I
windstorm.
basically know your address now.
So now it's
Yeah.
the Valley of the 2.5 Guardians.
Apollo, you just made it easier for the mob to find you and going on the Oregon Trail.
Get your pitchfork,
no.
boys, let's go!
Happy birthday, young Swift.
Thank you.
Hey! Fuck!
That's a special Texan way of saying happy birthday.
No, I mean, like, it is. I am 18
There goes our
now,
YouTube
so,
rating.
yeah.
Sorry, children at home.
I am
I
like
apologize for
messing
single-handedly
everything up.
ruining your vocabulary.
It wouldn't be the first time we've used crass
I
language.
want you to remember that when your mom stuffs your mouth full of soap, that this is all our fault.
Blame motherfucking Draku.
We made you this way.
No. Now you're going to see in the heads of the people in the mob, there's going to be people with soap in their mouths.
Yep.
Just because of you. Because
With
They're gonna
feliz
say,
cumpleaños.
"You made me like lavender. You did this to me."
So
Alright,
let's just
so-
I rolled a 10 on my investigation.
Okay.
Oh,
so
right.
you kind of slip along back beside the church, and there is a back door too. But it looks like it's also locked. But you kind of look around, and you are currently out of sight of anybody around. At least you think so.
I'm not breaking the law here. Come on, now.
Breaking
Okay.
the law, breaking the law.
I was just letting you know of your options.
I appreciate that.
Above
But
table.
until I have a reason to suspect something, I'm not going to break into a church.
Above table. You have someone that knows locks too if you ever need to.
I do, and I kind of store that thought in the back of my mind, but I'm not going to attempt anything right now.
Okay. So are you gonna head back and meet up with everybody?
Yeah, I'll head back and meet up with everyone.
Okay.
Get back by the way.
So with that, we'll cut to Draku, John, and Diana as you guys walk your way down the street into the city hall.
Are we making our way down?
Yep. Walk in fast, faces past, and you're homebound.
I hate that song so much.
You are welcome.
Anyway, you walk down the dirt road, and the sun's starting to set a bit, and so the people are kind of starting to clear out. Nothing out of the ordinary from the times that you've been here in the past, John. It all looks very familiar to you. And so you walk into the city hall, and at the there's a front desk, and there's a rather small gal who's sitting behind it, who's currently scribbling down some notes on a piece of paper, and she looks up and she says, "Oh, can I help you?"
She sounds kind of manly.
Sorry, I'm doing my best.
I gotta give like a cordial bow. So, yes, my name is John Volkaiser. I'm here about the missing shipment of cranberries.
Oh my lord, it's good to see you. But they're not really missing. They just haven't left yet.
Well, Just particularly wondering what's the delay? Like, what's causing the delay of 2 weeks?
Well, the mayor decided to hold them up. They didn't want to send him off quite just yet.
Does he have a particular reason?
I know you didn't tell me, sir. I'm sorry.
Is he here where I can talk to him?
As a matter of fact, I think he is. And she gets up and kind of walks down a hallway and knocks on a door, waits for a response. Doesn't hear one. Kind of jiggles the doorknob and it opens and she pokes her head inside and then, pops back out and shuts the door and kind of trots back over to you guys. I'm sorry, my lord. I thought he was here, but he must be out right now. I'm not quite sure where he's gone. I guess you'll have to come back and try some other time.
I'm just gonna go inside at her, see if she's lying to me.
I don't believe her too. Let's do this.
Roll insight.
I'm going to help Drake here. I'm going to try to give him advantage.
Wait,
Are Drake
okay.
and John Vorkaiser working together on this mission?
Yes, we are.
Oh.
Oh my!
You're gonna
That's
give
like
me
the best.
advantage?
Yes, please.
This is the duo I've needed.
12.
Didn't know.
Oh no.
Well,
Draco,
Well.
you look at this little farm gal's big doe eyes as she blinks these big lashes at you,
Oh.
and you believe her. She's not lying.
What about Diana? Is Diana buying that?
Diana, well, let's see. She'll join in on that. Why not? Yeah, she believes it too.
Okay.
I only have a +4 to insight.
I only have a +2. You have +4, okay?
Okay, that's fair.
If you'd like, I could let him know that you're in town. Is there anywhere in particular we might be able to find you if he needs to come talk to you?
Can you just send him the memo I faxed him over about 5 hours ago?
What?
What's a fax, sir?
No, I was joking. I'm joking. That wasn't serious.
Memo?
take it back. No. That was the redact the statement.
Redact? What's that?
Shut up.
I'm unfamiliar with the words you're speaking, my lord.
Do you not understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
No, sir.
Everything I just said was a joke. Anyways, just tell him that the Lord from the North was requesting his presence whenever he's free.
Of course, and again, forgive me, my lord, but where should I send him when I see him?
I don't know.
Look on your feet, Swift.
Send them where we're gonna be having dinner tonight.
I don't like that idea at all. John
No?
does not like that idea. He looks at Diana and be like, Diana, do you have any questions to ask us?
I have a question.
Thank God.
How long is this? Is this your mayor? How long has he been your mayor?
Well, he got elected 2 weeks ago.
Of course, 2 weeks ago.
2
Mm-hmm.
weeks ago. What happened to the old mayor?
Well, you see, his term was actually coming to an end, and well, he was just so happy with the new mayor, he decided to step down a little early.
Is this
It's been done before, I'll have you know.
this new mayor, has he been a prominent person in your town?
Well, you could say so. I didn't
Sure.
used to think quite highly of him, but he's had a change of heart and some new ideas which are very intriguing.
Did these new ideas happen 2 weeks ago?
Well, I mean, that's when he got elected, so yeah, that's when he started talking. But if you really want to know, he did start talking about his plans 3 weeks ago. It's a small town, so it didn't take long for all of us to get behind it.
Who was he running against?
Well, the current mayor, of course.
But the current mayor was stepping down.
Oh, yeah, but
So he pretty much just gave it to the new guy?
yeah. it's been done,
I
but
should have ran
it's
for
been a long
mayor.
time since it's been done, if I'm not mistaken.
Did nobody go up against him?
No, nobody had a better plan.
What
Quite-
is his plan?
Quite nice when
Okay.
something works out so simply like that, isn't it?
Well,
Kind of nice.
Don't y'all
Is
think
it-
it's odd that this new mayor just automatically gets a new idea and then stops the regular shipment of cranberries to wherever the cranberries are supposed to go? I'm
To the
derping
estate.
out here.
to the estate. To the estate.
Well, I mean, that part's kind of odd, but no, the rest seems pretty simple to me.
Well, what are his plans? Like, what are some of the things that his campaign promises?
Well, the biggest one that we all liked around here was to grow the cranberries better.
Yeah, that seems like a
But-
mighty fine
but-
idea.
But how is he going
I
to
know,
do
right?
that?
That's why we
How?
liked it.
Just grow
How?
them better, guys.
How is he going to
Make
do it?
cranberries great again.
We used to have beautiful cranberries. The very best of
The
cranberries.
best cranberries.
We're going to build a wall to keep the water.
Keep the cranberries.
No, we're gonna build a wall to keep the cranberries in Akaga.
We're going to build a bog.
Yes.
Okay, but
How did he suggest to to keep these cranberries and grow these cranberries better?
Well, one of the things that we kind of liked, and forgive me, my lord, I mean no disrespect, was to keep more of our crops in Akaga instead of sending it outwards. I understand we have to play our part and pay our fair share, but he made some notions about doing some negotiating with the with your family, sir.
Has he started said negotiations?
I don't know.
like,
think he would-
do you mean like in the sense of like create a new contract with the family to get a better price on the cranberries? Is that what he wants to do?
I think that might be something about what he was saying. I don't know the whole details myself, or can I admit to comprehend them, but
Oh, well,
that sounds about right.
In doing that, under the term of the last mayor, the contract still has to be completed, so he can't just restrict the cranberries, which were already scheduled on the other mayor's term to be restricted now because of the contract already made. That's already in effect.
She kind of just gives this really blank look,
You kind of even lost me, dude.
kind of bats her eyes a couple times.
I'm sorry. I'm using actual farmer knowledge right now.
You might need to take that up with him, my lord. I fear I
Okay,
just
Val,
keep the notes around here.
the way that you can contact me is one of my men that I have around the town. His name is Von Kitster, and in doing so, he's going to be at the Colder estate this afternoon. Whenever the mayor is in, can you please send a messenger to Mr. Von?
Oh, I know them Coldares, lovely folks. Okay, and you see her. She takes like a quill and essentially writes down exactly what she just said on a piece of paper. I'll give this to him right away and let him know that you stopped by.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. It's a pleasure seeing you, my lord. And she kind of stands and does a little curtsy.
And I do it as a quick bow, and I turn and I ask Diane, "Is there anything else you want to ask before we leave?"
I lean over the counter
Goodness.
and I go, "What's your personal opinion of this new mayor?"
Oh, I
You
like
said
him.
you didn't like him, and then all of a sudden you did like him.
Well, well, how do I say this without being rude? He, oh shoot, how do I put this? He liked to indulge in a little too much drink every now and then. And by that I mean a lot more than every now and then. But well, you'll have to ask him yourself. But something happened that sobered him up and showed him the way, and we're all very grateful for it.
Mystery here.
Do you know where the mayor normally hangs out?
No, I can't say I do. He's a very busy man, always running around different parts of our wonderful land, checking up on things, doing, well, whatever mayors do.
Make cranberries better.
Yeah, like
just the random thought in her head. Just the random thought in her head. Sound complete like placidity. But like I motioned to Drake, like, let's go.
All right, well, you seem to have everything under control here, and I am just going to slyly step out. You should be sure to let the mayor know that we were here.
will do. Y'all have a wonderful day.
And
When we leave, I kind of like turn to Draco and was like,
he's full of
Vin-
shit.
like I kind of ask him, Vin, did you have a accent?
Whenever I heard hers.
Mirroring, good job.
That's fair.
But I do believe she's full of caca. Hey, was the mayor's office on one floor?
Yeah, it was a one-story building. It looked like all of it is contained. Like, from what you can see, there was kind of like the little front office where that gal was. Then there was a hallway with a couple offices on the right side, which is she peeked her head into one of them, which was evidently the mayor's.
Was that the
Ooh, what's that noise?
I don't know. It sounded like somebody.
Yeah, somebody's echoing.
No, I'm sorry. I think that may be me. I'm sorry.
And then it looked to be like there was one door on the other side, which might be like a meeting hall. And then in that little waiting room you guys were in, there was a door that led into another part of the building. You guys didn't really look, but I'll tell you this for free. That leads into the couple jail cells they have on hand.
Would I happen to be able to recognize from the outside of the building where the mayor's office is via the inside? Like, roughly?
Yeah, it was on the outside wall. I would say that you could get the general idea.
Does the mayor... I'm sure the mayor has a window in his office.
You walk over to that side of the building, and they're all high windows.
Okay.
They're not big sprawling windows. They're more just to catch some afternoon light.
We're outside of the office, right?
Yes.
Oh wait. Sorry, I had my mind muted. How high windows are we talking about here?
Same as what I described at the church, about head high. It wouldn't be hard to look in, but
As we're walking out, I asked Diana if she has any way that she can possibly peer in a window unnoticed.
peer in
Magically.
a window unnoticed.
Like, a little lizard friend might be able to crawl up a wall, or...
3-foot long lizard friend.
Yeah, I hate to admit it, but Chance isn't very stealthy.
Above table, what class is Diana?
A wizard.
Wizard.
Wait.
She's a wizard of abjuration.
Let me look at. I gotta look at a spell real quick.
Gotcha.
I'm looking at Diana's spells.
Could above table? Could she possibly
Only.
change the glob, whatever the fuck it's called,
Gila monster
into something else to peer in the window, like an owl or a bird or something like that? A lot of times, people can control their familiars.
True. Is
The Gila monster isn't a familiar, is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's her familiar.
I thought it was.
Oh, well, there you go.
Really?
Good
Yeah.
night, Ricky.
I have a question.
No, thank you.
With the unseen servant.
Oh God.
It's unseen.
No. My question is, can the unseen servant see things and then tell me what it sees?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either. I was double checking because it says it could just perform tasks,
Yeah.
like physical tasks.
Ooh.
As we know.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
that's
pretty
not,
sure we know about
It's
that
been
already.
proven, tested, and tried.
that's not what I meant. I mean, like, it says the servant can perform simple tasks that a
How about we
human
not bring
servant
that
can
up
do.
around Diana?
This is all above table. Okay,
Ah.
okay, so it can peer. It just can't really. See
Well,
anything.
it would
You wouldn't get anything out of it.
it would take time to change Chance. And well, even though I can, he is quite finicky about doing it. Doesn't exactly like it. I could. It's a lot riskier. I could just put him inside of the wall.
Inside the wall?
I
Well,
like it.
not inside the wall, but inside the room.
No, like teleportation.
Yeah, but if I'm wondering if he's there and like peered in and they're like, "Hey, one important dude is here."
I'm gonna go peer in the window.
What? What?
I'm gonna stand on my tippy toes and see if I can peer into the window.
Yeah, you can look through the window.
Is there any I'm going to try to do it stealthily.
Maybe
Do I
you
need
should
to roll
roll a
stealth?
skill check to see if you can look through the window.
No. But I will have you roll a perception check.
Perception. That's a 3. That's that one.
So you look in, and
It's a room.
true to the kind lady's words, the office is dark, and there appears to be nobody in there.
There you go.
There's a
no
desk
Santanic.
with
Case
a
closed.
stack of papers and a quill. There's a couple books, somewhat neatly put on a couple shelves across the room. You can't make out any of the titles in the low light, but it looks like a office of law and business, or something like that.
Okay.
When I look up, I look around and I kind of pull down and I'm just well, we know he's not a member of the Chamber of Commerce.
I am going to. We're outside the
What-
building, just kind of
What do you mean
lollygagging.
about that? Diana
Yeah,
says.
what's a chamber? Commerce.
The last part was a joke. That wasn't serious.
Okay, Jesus.
You need to stop above table without that.
No wonder why everybody
You're
looks
being
at you
more
like you're weird.
cryptic than usual, my lord. Diana says.
Okay.
It's an old tale. It's a joke. Never mind.
Is
It's
anybody
an old
around us? Is it like hustle and bustle? Are there people around us?
There's a few people. I mean, I would say if you guys were to do anything too crazy, you would definitely have to roll some stealth checks.
I'm just
What I was thinking is waiting until we have an opportunity whenever there's less people on the street, wherever his office is facing. And I was going to cast Fly on myself and just kind of act like I'm showing Van a trick. So that way I'm not up against the window.
Okay.
And I was going to fly around and be like, yeah, look what I can do, la la la, all while proceeding into the office.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I tell Draku what I saw when I looked in the window?
You can.
I do. It's like he's not there. There's nothing.
Roll
It's a normal
one.
office.
Yeah, but you don't know that.
I know, but
Well, he does. He looked.
That's
That's exactly what John knows.
It's just that it looks like a normal office. It's dark. He's not there.
Is the light off?
It is. It's dark.
It is dark.
Yes, the oil lamp in the corner is not lit.
Okay. My bad. I didn't know it was dark. If the light was on, I was be like, dude, you might have just not seen shit. But
No,
if
there was.
Listen to the confidence in his tone. Do you really think he didn't see anything
Van
if it was
has
there?
confidence to shit talk everybody. That's not gonna fool me. Van walks around like with a silver fork shoved up his ass. Okay.
I don't even know what that means, but it's funny.
I thought the expression was a silver spoon, but okay.
Up your ass?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how the expression goes.
Van has a
it's
silver spork
Oh God!
Oof.
shoved up his ass.
I mean, like,
Ouch!
it's an English expression when they mean like a spoon, like it means like you're tight, you're.
Well,
Never
hey, at
mind.
least they didn't put a sporkniff up there. Then you'd really be in
Yeah.
trouble.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh God,
But
that would hurt so bad.
That's above table.
Yeah.
I was just like, if I didn't know the light was off. Lights off. Okay, nobody's there.
Alternate title to the episode: Sporkniff in your
No,
butthole.
Kool-Aid wins.
Yeah. why you jump in my Kool-Aid?
All up in my
Either that
Kool-Aid.
or make cranberries great again.
Oh yeah.
That one was good too.
We're gonna build a bog.
We're going to build a bog.
Van,
Anyways,
I'm
We
gonna
need to
take
make
your,
hats.
I'm gonna take your lead. Whatever you think, man, we'll
I
follow you. I'll help you.
this I don't know. This is all.
And
There's
I would
too
say
many
at this
unanswered
point,
questions.
you guys look up the street and see Alora, Thea, and Placidity walking towards you guys.
Okay, those like let's go meet up with them and go up to them and like let you guys find out.
Well, apparently, well, I don't know how long ago, but apparently a new mayor has been elected
2 weeks
as of
ago.
recent. 2 weeks ago? Okay,
2 weeks
yeah.
ago.
Yeah,
Isn't that right
apparently.
when we found the obelisk?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
No,
I
you
thought was
guys-
interesting.
On the grand scheme of things, you guys have been at sea from Vorbelstalen
Uh-huh.
to here for 5 weeks.
Oh,
5
It
weeks.
was
Okay.
It was 2 weeks to get to the Isle of Meru and 2 weeks back. So technically, the Emperor knew about the obelisk 9 weeks ago. You guys knew about it 7 weeks ago.
okay.
So
Okay, so
their
it's not.
coincidental appearance does not immediately line up with this.
Oh, okay.
Well, it does because of what Eris's father said
Maybe.
or mother.
You don't know that.
Back.
Well, it's very suspicious. How do they know of that?
You don't know that.
Are the
Okay,
where
go
we are at? Are the obelisks somewhere close proximity?
According
Obelisks?
to the map that Diana has, it should be somewhere south of here. The exact location you're not aware of.
Well, I mean, like relatively close, 100 miles from here.
I
it's
I
higher
think
on the
we
scale.
said it was within 100 miles of Akaga. That's what we pinpointed it to.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
100 miles, we'd probably be in the ocean again.
Ooh.
I mean, it's a continent, man.
Yeah, but we're on the
but-
southern end of it. We're in this red oval, right?
We're south of that.
Well, yeah,
actually.
but a little further south and to the west.
Yeah, it's like hold on. Right around here. A little mountain range almost looking thing.
Yeah, but in the flatter part, a little north.
Yeah.
You're just south of the bottleneck of the peninsula.
Right there.
Perfect.
A
Yeah.
little more south.
But
Yeah.
Boom.
I was gonna say, don't go too far into Alabama. We don't need to go from there.
Hey, our cousins are looking mighty fine this time of year.
Oh my!
But anyway, it's like I say, the mayor's not there. It's very fishy how he got elected because he's like, we're going to make the cranberries grow great. Didn't really tell us how he was gonna grow them great.
Well,
And-
Fair, we haven't talked to him
and-
yet either.
right,
And
and
he's
not
also,
holding them from the capital.
No, he's holding them from the contract my father was created with the last mayor.
and apparently knows quite a bit about magic too.
This is the worst trade deal in the history of cranberries.
Yes, it sounds
Maybe
like.
ever.
Oh my
no,
god.
it sounds
I'm
like
sorry. I don't
it
know
sounds
what
like. It
I
sounds
didn't
like
mean to do this.
It sounds like the Chinese American trade deal of electronics right now. Is exactly what
We're
it
gonna-
sounds like.
We're gonna sell cranberries to everybody. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, isn't that kind
I
of
did not mean for this to happen.
Van? If he
Whoops.
goes against your Faja for this particular contract, isn't that gonna cause your...
It's viable enough to hold him in contempt and arrest him
Well,
for violating a previous agreement with the warlord.
Well, my lord, I don't mean to pick sides here, but he didn't say he was withholding indefinitely. Maybe
But he wants
there's
to
more we're
renegotiate
not
a
seeing.
contract in theory of what the girl said. In theory,
That
If
is
what-
correct, but we don't know how he's going to go about
Yeah.
doing it. He might decide to do it upon delivery of the existing shipment.
then that's extortion.
Excuse me.
Well,
Is
But-
Arias colder with us?
no,
No,
she's with her
she's
parents.
still-
Okay. I wonder if there's like, whenever you get elected mayor, you get your own house or something like that.
I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Well, I mean, if we could find out where he lives, we might be able to go talk to him at his house.
yeah, the the general store owner just said that he would be at City Hall.
But he's not there.
Okay, so
Well,
I
Home
don't
Chick
know.
said he had a drinking problem.
go check
But she-
the
but-
local
but-
tavern.
But she also said that he instantly sobered up after he became mayor.
That's fair.
Instantly.
Oh,
That's-
okay.
The
Am I in this group?
That's odd.
the exact word she used was something happened that made him sober up, and then he became mayor.
Okay, wait, never mind. Redacted statement.
So something in him changed before he got the position. That's what you
Okay.
were told.
Okay, sorry, I misspoke. Apparently something happened in his life, according to his secretary. Is that what she is? Is that what she is? A secretary?
I would imagine secretary.
Okay. Because you have to be official with this. Never mind.
You're the one who's slave driving.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, this town is pretty small. I mean, there can't be that many. We haven't checked out the mill.
Unless he's out of town. Yeah, let's go check out the mill.
Okay.
So, guys, am I back among you?
Yeah. You were there for everything we just said.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
You could have interrupted at any time.
I was just making sure. So not only did we get a new mayor 2 weeks ago,
I'll be right.
but the church has been closed for 2 weeks because guess what? The priest disappeared 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Well, he started his election campaign about 3 weeks ago. The mayor now. I don't. What's his name? I never even caught this man's
Buford
name.
T. Jensen.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was D.
Teaches.
No, T.
Whoopsies.
Also, I know where the priest's house is if we want to go examine it.
Oh, we should definitely do that.
How do you spell Buford?
Buford.
Well, I guess let's go look at the mill first, and then from there we can decide if we want to go investigate the preacher's house, because breaking and entering is not my favorite thing to do.
Really? When you first met me, you read my mind.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was, though.
No.
Well,
There's
Technically, it wouldn't be breaking in if he doesn't live there anymore.
it's still property owned by someone.
A dead person.
Yeah.
Or a missing
party-
person.
Or
I was gonna say-
We're
person.
trying
Dead?
to find out where he is. What if he's tied up in his own house?
Ooh.
Oh, the irony.
I mean, we don't know.
Well, anyways, let's go to the mill. Is anyone in disagreement?
You're going to the mill first, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have time to finish up and meet up with you before you guys leave for the priest's house.
Yeah, Rack, I would say at this point you come back cleaner than you were, but there's some spots that are definitely stained on your clothes and your scales. But at least you're not gonna be rubbing red on everything anymore. Just a lot of you is like red and pink.
I can just
Ah.
imagine him coming through like the town right now,
Yeah.
in like a spa robe, just like, yeah, I just got back. I'm all clean
Check it
now.
out, ladies. I'm single as I'm flexing through the village, walking down the road. I come up to the group and I say, "Hey guys, you know where I can put up my horse?"
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Have you guys just been carrying your horses around all day?
Well, I meant like,
You know?
yeah,
I
I'm
guess
gonna,
so.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna assume Polo real quick that there's like the little, like around like buildings. There's the, I don't know what to call them. They're just basically fences where you can
Like
like
hitching
wrap the
posts.
lead. Yeah, where you can just wrap the lead around it right there.
Come on, farm boy, get on my level.
I-
Yeah, there's hitching posts.
I'm a beef farmer. I farm cows. I don't farm. I'm not a rancher.
Same
I'm a-
thing, pretty much.
No, and we don't eat horses very often, but depends on how cold it gets.
Yeah, so we
You
can
use them
just
for glue, duh.
we can tie them up to the post, right? Just
Yeah, you hitch them to the posts.
Yeah.
They've got like a little water trough, like right
Yeah.
within the horse's reach. It's
so this is like an old west town. Like that's
Yes.
what
Yeah.
I'm imagining.
yes, very much.
Okay,
Yes.
Old West, one
course.
horse, one road town.
gotcha.
I have no clue what's going on.
All right. Isn't that Draku's thing though?
Yes. So what are we doing?
We're
Yeah,
gonna
what
go
are
to
we
the
doing,
mill.
boys?
Let's
Going
go
to the mill.
Yeah.
What's at the mill?
Just something to
don't know
investigate
yet.
because we need to ask questions about like what the hell's going on.
Why don't we just ask cold chick's parents?
Because they are in their estate and are ready for dinner. Because they don't want us there until dinner's done. So I'm going to respect their wishes.
I see. Okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
So you want to catch me up on what's
Onwards.
going on?
Basically, each like the party split up. We went to investigate the church, the general store, and the mayor's office, aka City Hall. The mayor's not there. The mayor was elected 2 weeks ago, and from what everyone has said, the mayor has extensive knowledge in magic. Has promised people that he's going to make the cranberries better growing, and so on and so forth. The
Mhm.
preacher has disappeared 2 weeks ago,
Priest.
and haven't had. Priest. I'm
Priest.
sorry. Sorry, the priest. What was his name?
Buford teach.
No,
I thought it was
no.
Priest Hans.
Oh, the priest. Sorry.
Yeah,
Priest.
I think it was Priest
Yeah.
Hans.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've been
Priest
writing
Hans,
stuff
okay.
down.
Okay, I need
Nice.
to write that
That's
down.
the only one.
I'm
Yeah,
so
I was gonna
happy.
say.
I went online and I pulled like 8 names and assigned them to where I thought they would be needed, and then just had like 4 in reserve. This is a much better way of doing it.
Yeah, I like that.
But Faza Hans, in doing so, has disappeared 2 weeks ago, and also,
Oh, you think
we
maybe they're in cahoots? Maybe they're leaving to do some nefarious deeds together?
unsure. And when I went to go question the mayor's not there. He's not at
Yeah.
the city hall.
Priest went
And
missing and mayor's gone.
he's not. And the only place we haven't really asked any questions is at the mill. Oh,
Okay.
Sounds like an issue for the mystery machine.
All right, let's go.
And when we're
Yoinks!
Yoinks.
Do I get to be Scooby-Doo?
Apparently,
that's
I'm
me.
Shaggy.
Who's God Shaggy?
No,
Oh,
no,
it's
no.
Draco.
Yeah.
You know what would happen just to
Like,
make
yikes,
someone
my
mad?
dude, I only had to use 1% of my power!
No, you want to know what would trigger someone if like you see the Mystery Machine going down the road and someone's playing like the old Batman thing, like da 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 da.
Triggered.
That's not right.
No, they actually had brought a couple crossover.
Oh yeah,
Between
Batman.
Oh yeah,
Batman
they
and
did, didn't
Robin.
they?
Yeah.
I remember
They
that.
did, yeah.
I forgot about
Anyways, back to D&D.
Yeah,
Let's
sorry.
Okay, we're going
Back
to
to the
mill.
other fantasy world.
The mill is where we're going to.
Yes.
the mill.
Alrighty, the mill.
What
The
could
cotton gin?
possibly go wrong at a mill?
Well,
Wait,
now that you say that, probably everything.
A lot could go
Okay.
wrong at a mill.
Everyone, grab your explosive arrows and
Why
make sure
would I
you're fully
tell you
rested.
if bad thing?
and-
Come on, you guys know me better than that. I only
you're not
joke
that
with you
obvious.
when nothing bad is gonna happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not,
Okay.
It's reverse psychology. Something will go bad.
Alright,
That's what
so
you think.
we're off to the mill. What do we see?
Okay, so you're all kind of standing between two large buildings. One of them just looks, I'd say the one that's flanking the church on your right side, if you're looking at City Hall, is a big barn. The doors are currently shut to that one, and you're not sure if you're going to be able to get in. But on the left side, the one flanking the general store, there's kind of a big A-frame structure. It looks like half of it's a barn, and then half of it is covered in an awning that's part of the roof itself. Almost like so you could drive a horse and wagon underneath this awning and be able to load, unload, or do something outside of poor weather. And then beyond or behind that, it looks like it's more of the same thing. But this A-frame is walled in on the outside wall, so it makes like a tunnel. If you guys are following along with me. So you can't see what's behind what's inside of this tunnel between the outside wall of the A-frame and the barn itself on the inside. So you'd have to go up and walk essentially underneath the awning area into this essentially covered driveway. Or covered loading area, if you will.
Sure, why not?
Do we see anyone when we're going towards the mill area? Like,
Just act like you belong, guys. Just act like you belong.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we fit in quite well here.
Yeah.
no, I'm talking about. Do we notice like any employees or anything like that?
We're the new country
At the-
inspectors.
At the moment, no.
So we walk in and nobody's there.
Okay. You walk in and you see 3 carts. Not hooked up to horses, but are all tucked in neatly inside of this covered loading area. And in the back of these kind of flatbed box carts, they're loaded with about let's see, what would it be? 8 barrels each. The barrels they're hard to see in the lower light. But on the side of the cart there is a marking. And I'm going to draw it, or at least attempt to. Painted in a dark red-like substance, there is a strange symbol that is on the side of the cart. And it looks like this.
That might be the symbol for a cog. Oh, no, there's more.
I was gonna say that
But
looks like
wait,
the
there's
Star
more.
of David.
Oh?
That is on each of the 3 carts.
Does anybody recognize that symbol?
Can I roll a history check?
You can.
Can I roll a history check?
Everybody can roll a history check.
Oh, Jesus. I don't even know what my. -2. Let's do this.
Hey,
History
I
plus
didn't
need
think
five.
that my
Diana's
zero
stats
modifier
pulled
would be
up.
better than yours.
Hey, that's not bad.
History. Okay. And
3.
I got a
Oh.
14.
It's not in common or draconic, is it?
No.
It's not any letters like that.
13. Oh, look at you go,
Oh,
Theo.
look at Tia.
Dang, boy.
Yeah.
20!
Nice.
Hey! Wow.
I still rolled a 15.
I still roll.
Negative
I've rolled
two
a
here.
13.
Hey, I
at
still rolled a
least.
3. It's not a 1.
Pretty good for me.
I got a 14.
I got a
So
22.
we've got 20, 13, 22, 14, and Diana rolled an 18
And a 15.
Nice.
and a
15.
15.
Motherfucker.
As you
15.
guys look over this strange symbol, none of you know what it means.
Oh, great.
Oh.
All right, cool. That seems.
Diana speaks up and says, "I've never seen writing like this before. This is strange.
Mhm.
This is certainly not native to anything around here."
Does it resemble a certain, or does it resemble anything close to a language or
I was about to
like
say,
draconic or something?
Out of all the languages we know, which one does it look closest to, if any?
It really doesn't have any striking resemblance to any of them.
Hmm.
Elvish has a very elegant to it. Common is common, of course. Dwarven is a bit more blocky and very, very
Rigid.
rigid in its writing. And
Draconic?
Orcish follows something between human and Dwarvish in a written style. This
about
is of something of
Draconic?
its own category.
Draconic is kind of like
Draconic is very flowy, like Elven.
Oh.
I guess it all makes sense.
I kind of like look at it over again.
So like a
Look
brand?
at it again, and I'm just like, I think I might know someone who might know this.
What about
Maybe.
old Area's cooler?
Well, she's
Yeah.
not with you guys.
I don't think she'll
We
know
can go
it
ask
either.
Frieza what's up.
Okay, question. Is it etched into there or is it like branded? Like how's the symbol put in there?
It looks like it's painted,
Painted.
with some sort of red substance.
Oh, okay.
Does it look like it was like a seal, like someone just painted a seal and pressed it on there, or they like hand painted this?
It looks like it was painted probably with a finger.
Okay.
Again,
Like some of
visual.
the straight lines are kind of runny.
Mm.
Can I roll an investigation check to see if it's like blood or something like that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I see if anybody else is around?
10. That
Yes.
probably doesn't get me anything.
Roll a
Perception?
perception check.
I'll do
Drake.
perception too.
Perception.
For
Okay, awesome.
Okay, you rolled a 10.
Holy shit.
I rolled a 17.
It's hard to tell.
18.
It's whatever it is. It's been here for a while, and it's dried on, so you're not quite sure. But it looks kind of chunky in some spots, so it's hard to tell.
Excuse me.
I rolled a 9, but Placidity, Alara, and Tia, or sorry, Placebo, Alari, and Tia all rolled pretty high.
For
20, 18, and
investigation or
17.
perception? Are you
Perception
looking
to
around
see,
or looking at the symbol?
I was looking
around.
for people.
I've been looking for people too.
Okay. You look around and at the moment you seem to have this loading area to yourself.
Huh.
There doesn't seem to be anybody around here.
John is just looking at the symbol like putting his head like left and right of it, like kind of get like a better look at it, and then he's just like, I'm gonna try something. I'll be right back, guys. And he just kind of like gets up, like leans back behind against the wall, takes out his sword, and pushes the tip of the blade towards the ground. As it touches the ground, takes his left hand, puts it on top of the pommel of the sword, and begins meditating. and is trying to go and converse with the Forgotten One.
Okay.
Oh,
You
Huh.
close your eyes and try and relax. Put all the things that have come to your attention beside you for the time being. And you open your eyes, and once again, the light is dim, but it's significantly dimmer than it was. And you're no longer in that loading bay, as a foreign field of stars fills your vision in the now night sky above you. As you see a shadowed silhouette of some humanoid shape kind of step into your vision. Ah, John, it's been too long. I'm glad to see that you have come to me this time.
I need a little bit of assistance.
And matured too. Very well then.
I,
Secret.
I'm glad he picked up on that.
I take out my sword and like I basically ignite the sword with the green flame, in which I basically casting the enchant, not enchantment, sorry, the cantrip. That's what I mean, and I use it to trace the outline or the pattern to where it's like sitting there in the middle of the air. The outline of the symbol. I asked, "Does this mean anything to you?"
And it doesn't last long as the flames quickly dissipate. But you kind of see the hand, a shadowed hand reach up and touch the shadowed chin as you hear, I'm not quite sure where you've seen this, and I'm not sure 100% of its true origin. But what I can say it is very old. Has not been seen by your kind for, well, a very, very long time.
So, do you have any type of understanding of what it like means, or has this it's like stance of symbolism to which we can comprehend?
If I'm not mistaken, and like I said, this is from a long time ago, but it's a word, but I can't remember what the word is. It was a language that, well, if you can imagine, when it was my time, was left scattered across the world in various places. Many years ago, for you, I would say it would be 3,000 years ago when I last saw this.
Gotta be some kind of demon thing. Sorry, above the table.
Oh, that's fine. I love it when you guys speculate. It makes me so happy. When
Yeah, but we wouldn't know.
when it was my time to walk the world, many of us encountered various symbols like this, but we did not know their origin story, but found that some of them meant certain words in our language. But that one I do not recognize. I do apologize. For being the great old one, I'm not much help.
Kinda lost his mind in his old age.
Your wisdom is always appreciated.
Well, if you figure out what it is, do tell me so I may be able to help somebody else.
Will do. And just kind of turn back.
Best of luck, John.
I kind of give him a bow, and then I kind of like when I return back to my body, I take like a deep breath, like.
You alright there?
I kind of have. I have an idea about that symbol. That it's an old, old, old language.
Did it look
one
cool?
that we've never seen before. It is speculated that it's older than 3,000 years old.
My gosh.
Mr. DM,
Yes.
in our weird vision, whenever we were at
Oh right.
the weird thing, whenever we saw the fucking things,
The monoliths on the island of Maru.
Yes. Yes.
think in our wonderful vision for the Tiki thing, we might have seen symbols closely related to this.
Oh my gosh, Swift, you are picking up everything.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
echoing terribly.
Oh
And-
no!
Funny you should ask that, Dragu, because absolutely. One of
Absolutely.
Really?
the symbols that you saw, and it was in fact the one that was around this area, had that exact marking on it, along with a full plethora of other strange scrolling that
Did the
was
monoliths have this kind of stuff etched onto them?
yes, it was in fact the first
Oh.
thing that you could make out. And
No
it was the
freaking way.
very symbol that left you feeling so unsettling in your own skin to first lay eyes upon.
Ugh.
Hmm.
All right. My wise wisdom. What's this town called?
Akaga?
Kage?
Akaga.
Akaga.
Okage?
No, just
I'm gonna be
Akaga.
Hokage. Believe it.
Not Akagi, the Japanese aircraft carrier, but
That's
Akaga.
You aren't all happy that you got this wonderful wisdom character
Oh, I
that
absolutely
knows
love Draku.
shit like this, but he's kind of dumb. Anyways, I think we need to start talking to people. This symbol, I remember this symbol from whenever our vision with the Tiki guy and Mahu Mahi or whatever the hell his name is.
Exactly. This is extremely serious.
Oh, Motive
Yeah.
and Hat Khalifa. So, these people are somehow being manipulated by something going on with these obelisks.
Come to think of it, it's been, you said it was 5 weeks since we left.
It's been
Warble
5
Solon?
weeks since you left Warble Solon.
Okay, and then the mayor was elected a bit after we left. Do you think he could have a connection to the monoliths?
I don't know.
Asking the party. Do you guys think that the mayor might have something to do with?
Well,
The
the mayor got
monoliths.
elected 2 weeks ago. We've been at sea for about 5.
Yeah.
Well, I think everything going on with this town is kind of fishy. I don't think the obelisks being here and the symbol is also just a coincidence.
The priest is missing. The mayor, another mayor's been elected. A lot of things are happening at the same time. It's a
Maybe-
bit too coincidental.
With this weird runic symbol, and I mean, priests tend to know more about religion and such. Maybe if we find this priest guy, then we can get some information from him to see what's going on.
For sure. It's a few miles out. Will we be able to make it back before dinner?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
we've
all
got
about some
horses.
grub.
Alright, let's do it.
Hey,
Yeah,
what
I would say you'd be cutting it close, but you'd imagine that times
Justice
are
waits for no man.
Do we know where the
Exactly.
priest was last seen?
breakfast. And I'm sure you'd probably be forgiven if you were a little bit late.
Mm-hmm. Understandable.
What time of day is it?
I would say right about now, it's probably 6 o'clock. The sun will set maybe in about an hour and a half.
What time would dinner
Oh,
normally
jeez.
be, roughly?
In about an hour.
Do we have an hour
Well-
to kind of scour the town to talk to people to figure out where the priest was last seen?
Yeah.
If you were to go out to the priest's house, and I would say that would be about 15 minutes on horse, So you'd have a little bit of time to look around before you'd have to turn around and come back.
Let's okay.
Maybe
I
about 20
say
actually.
I say we go ahead and have dinner. See if maybe we can uncover something about what's going on by uh John's lady friend's parents. Maybe we'll hear something, and that might give us some more information before we go riding out to who knows where.
Can we wait exactly 30 minutes before we go to Eris's home?
You need to recharge your spells.
Yes, please. I need to take a rest.
Yeah, sure, Johnny boy.
Alright.
Okay, let's. Well,
I can regain my Kai point too.
yeah, I would say that we could go to like a tavern and get a drink, but I don't trust you
Oh,
guys
I never
in
used my Kai.
in a dining room without alcohol. So
Can't dine sober correctly.
can't dine sober. I'm
Fair.
not gonna have you dine drunk.
Okay, so we take about 30 minutes to figure out what all's going on
Okay.
for a short rest, and then I guess head
we
back to
head
eat.
to Eris's place.
Let's go to Aria's place.
The
Okay.
The parent
So-
coolers.
The parent coolers.
Yeah, I like that.
Does each one like have a beer cooler and just like?
Yeah,
Hey.
that's what I
What's
was
it?
thinking.
What's a beer cooler?
Just call me
Mm.
Captain
Oh
Toozy.
gosh, dang it! I was doing that too.
Alright.
So with that, you guys gather yourselves up and get your horses off the hitching posts and ride. John, you lead the way to Eris's house. It's not too far off the beaten path, but like with everything around here, once you kind of get off the road for about 5 minutes, pretty much you're in no man's land. Of course, there's small farmhouses all
back home.
around. There's bogs, of course, everywhere. And the various irrigation creeks that feed them and flood them all as needed. And you finally come across to, as you follow a small dirt road that leads to four substantially sized bogs. And in the middle of this square, there's a decent sized patch of land where they all meet together. And on that patch of land, there's a small farming cottage. And the road leads you right down between two of the bogs into essentially what is the colder residence. There's a little stable out back where there's 3 horses that are happily grazing on their stalls. You pile into this along, but they're a little squished all in there, but they should be okay. And you go up to the front door and knock, I assume. All right.
Dum dum da dum dum.
And with that, you hear kind of muffled from the inside, "Just a minute." And then a couple seconds later, you hear footsteps as the door opens, and it is Eris's father who's standing at the door and says, "Ah, you're just in time. I think if I'm not mistaken, dinner should be ready in about 5 minutes. So come on in and make yourself at home." And he kind of steps aside so you all can enter.
Are we entering a foyer or a sort of living room area?
You're oh, let's see. Let me think about this. You're kind of stepping right into the like the living room, if you will. There's like there's I don't want to say a couch because there's no couches. Or they wouldn't have couches. But I would say there's a bench, there's 2 rocking chairs surrounding a fireplace. Then there's a pretty decent sized like solid wood oak table with 4 chairs around it, and you can see that there's been a couple other benches that have been moved from maybe outside or somewhere else to accommodate the extra people. It's going to be a crowded table with all of you, because the table's not terribly big, but it's going to be cozy, but it should work with all of you. And that all of that is in a joined room, and then there's a wall that kind of separates all of this from the kitchen and essentially the rest of the house. And there's various family trinkets, heirlooms, pictures of older times hanging from the wall, or not pictures, paintings.
Interesting. Okay.
There are no cameras.
Uh-huh, sure.
Yeah, paintings.
This is not to catch a predator. Know what I'm talking about?
I feed
Oh, to
Simone
kill
a
a
couple of
mockingbird.
cranberries.
You say to catch a predator?
Yeah.
I think that went right over my head. I don't get it.
That's a TV show.
Oh, okay.
They catch pedophiles.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they set
Oh.
up little sting
Get your
operations.
mind out of the gutter, John. Come on. I know that's where it normally resides, but come on. Show some dignity.
So is he like leading us to the dining room or just
Yeah,
the...
I mean, he
Okay.
like opens the door and you can see all this as you step in.
Okay,
It's
gotcha.
not a terribly big house.
Oh, okay, so it's not like a Vorkheiser mansion.
No, oh
but
God,
like,
no.
you know, it's like a little
They're just
nice,
simple
quaint place.
farmers. They're simple farmers.
Gotcha. Okay,
I
that
kind of
gives
give
me
a stern finger to Simone now. You be on your best behavior, young lady.
And you kind of see her ears as they go sidewards and flatten as she lets out a
Aw.
sad sigh.
You know
Oh,
I'm
As-
gonna introduce you to. Just be patient.
Like whenever we're sitting down, is there like a napkin right there beside us? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean it's set for
Okay, wait, no, I take that back. Is it a cloth napkin or is it like a paper napkin?
cloth napkin.
Never mind.
Would they have paper napkins in this
I
world?
don't know. That's up to Lucas to decide if they do or not.
I'd imagine most things would be just washable handkerchiefs or
Yeah.
something like
yeah,
that.
what I
just
would think.
washcloths.
I was like, I'm gonna draw on the napkin. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
no. I was like, wait a minute. Hold your
Hey,
horses there, Johnny
Yeah,
boy.
you know, they just went down to Costco and got paper plates. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're roughing it tonight, boys. No need getting out the fine china.
So they got... See, oh my. Whew.
Jones Soda, apologize.
Better out than it. Oh, John Soda is so good.
Mm-hmm. Green apple.
Do the people serving us food, do they also have Jones Soda? Please make it.
No, that is also a thing that does not exist in this world.
Dang
that's-
it.
But you're the DM, it can exist.
I mean, there is, like, just like there's ale and beer and other liquors. There's, I hesitate to
apple
say
soda.
but there's like
Carbonated liquid.
nothing carbonated, but there's like
Liquid.
iced tea.
Iced tea. Okay. I'll
other
take that.
stuff.
Oh,
like
it
orange juice
is
and
an
stuff
old
like that.
West town. Of course, they'd have sweet tea.
Yes, sweet tea. Oh yeah, sweet tea. Fine,
Of
sorry.
course.
What?
All right.
And cranberry juice.
Of course. That
Oh.
would make so much sense.
All right.
So
You
we're
guys
just
all-
like kind of sitting here.
Yeah, it's tight. And the Eris, or you see Eris come out with a like a huge platter of scalloped potatoes and like stuffing, and she sets it down on the table. And the mom comes out next with like a huge plate of what looks like a good solid leg of a pig that's been cooking for a while,
Oh, yes.
and it's
Very nice.
it's all carved up into perfect strips. And she sets that at the table and says, "Well, I hope it's enough for everybody. We don't have guests very often, so I decided to go a little all out. I hope you don't mind."
Put my hands together and give a short little bow. We're humbled by your generosity.
I don't mind at all, and I go and grab a piece and stuff it in my mouth.
Yes.
It's
Wait,
delicious, I say, with a mouthful of pig.
If I remember right, I have some of that bread, right?
What bread?
The
Bread
bread?
that like
The
Draco
bread.
has.
Well,
You ate the
Draco
whole
has that
piece.
bread.
No,
Is it only
I
Draco?
bought some.
Yeah, I thought
bought
John
some.
bought some.
I
Oh,
bought
okay,
some.
yeah, then
Five
you
weeks
have
Oh,
old
I
at
didn't
this
know you
point.
bought that.
Yeah, I
It's
did.
okay, it's
I
magic
did.
bread.
I bought one loaf.
This bread's like 5 weeks old, right?
Yeah.
It's good bread.
I haven't
It
opened
has
it.
a good shelf life.
I haven't opened it at all.
Yeah,
It's still in the
maybe
packages.
it's all the
Haven't opened
additives
it.
that makes it so hearty. You're not quite sure, but it keeps
It's
like a
okay, guys, I
McDonald's
haven't opened it
cheeseburger.
yet.
It just will never rot.
I haven't
Yeah,
opened this package
right.
of bread.
I was only wondering. It was like I've never had the place because where I need to eat it is the only problem. But I know what I did to add it to my rations. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
I grab a piece of scalloped potato and just kind of absentmindedly feed Simona as I'm looking around.
Well, she quite happily takes it, even though it like just came off the fire, and she burns her little lips on it, but eats it nonetheless.
Hey, better that than her jumping into it also.
Oh, yeah.
Is there sitting right to my right or to my left, right?
I would say she probably would.
And then like
I'm sitting
we
next
just-
to John as well.
I'm just kind of like gonna be talking.
All right, everybody, give me your sitting order, please.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Well,
I'm next to Placidity.
For when the ruckus breaks out.
I'm
Okay.
sitting between the hot babes.
The hot babes.
Simone and Laura.
Thea and Alora.
Alora and Eris, of course.
Oh, I was like,
Oh.
Thea and Alora.
Okay, you're sitting between them.
Because
then
I was
it's
gonna
Eris,
say, because
John,
there's
then me.
I said there's quite a few women at this table, because there's
Yeah.
Diana, Eris, Alora, Thea, and Eris's mom.
Okay. I'm sitting in between Alora and Eris.
Eris, okay.
And then, so that
Draco,
means
why you jumping my Kool-Aid?
Yeah. Why you all up on my Kool-Aid?
Then I'm on the other side of Eris, and then it's Rack, and then who's beside Rack?
Draco, I can see it now.
Draco.
Draco,
Yeah.
and then
Draco
beside
and then
Draco is
Diana, I
Thea.
imagine.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, and then
Yep.
Diana.
Diana, then it's Thea.
And then Eris's parents, of course, will sit together.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to have a sitting order apparently. But
I do.
Hey, you never know what kind of ruckus will break
That's-
out
that's
at
right.
Hey,
that
it's
time.
but
important for when
honestly-
the ruckus breaks out.
I just kind of like talk in like a soft voice, and like I ask Eris like, so what do you know anything that like what your parents told you what has happened, like, because everything we've figured out has been crazy. Apparently, there's been a mayor who got elected and so far is not going to what her secretary said, is not going to send out the cranberries until he wants to renegotiate the contract of what the previous mayor already had, and made all these promises about making the cranberries grow better and so on and so forth. Apparently knows how to use magic and all this stuff. His name is Buford T. Henson.
Jensen.
Do you know
Jensen.
Jensen, not Henson.
Yeah, Jensen. Jenson.
Okay. Then and also Father Hans of the Mother Nature Church has disappeared 2 weeks ago also.
And as you say, that the mayor's been elected, he wants to make the cranberries great again, and all the other stuff. She's like, yeah, that's what Mom and Dad told me too, and that's why the shipment didn't leave. At least the last one didn't.
Is there anything else that they asked you or told you?
No, but I didn't hear that Father Hans went missing. That's terrible. I mean, did they say if he's missing or if he just left?
They don't know where he is. It's like that they were all like waiting for the service one day, and they just didn't appear. He didn't.
Oh man, I've been going to see him since I was a little girl. I hope he's well.
And
This
then
is most troubling.
I also kind of like lean into like towards Eris, and I kind of now I'm at a whisper and like, your parents are still hiding something, because in general we found a symbol, and it is very, very old. It is more than 3,000 years old on all the carts in
Those
the
are some
mill.
old carts.
But can I roll intelligence? Can I roll
Good
intelligence
police
check?
work there, Placidity.
Yeah. But can I roll an intelligence check to make sure that if I'm just using assumption here that those carts are like the next shipment of cranberries?
I'm not even gonna make you roll. Yes, they were the next shipment of cranberries.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, we were
In
right in
fact,
front
I'm
of the
pretty
carts.
sure I said the next shipment of cranberries ready to
Okay.
go.
Okay,
Just
but like
not.
the shipment is in the mill, but it's just
Yeah.
not gone, and every one of the carts have a weird symbol on them. And I'm going to ask your parents tonight if they know about this symbol, and I'm going to read their minds. And if they withhold information,
After Simone swallows her last bit of baked potato, I turn towards Aries' parents. Hey guys, do you know anything about this weird symbol I found? I pull out a sheet of paper.
what?
Got it written on there.
Did you draw it? Did you draw it?
Heck yeah, I did.
Okay.
I drew it.
I'm just like, son of a bitch. and then whenever he pulls out the piece of paper, I'm going to try to read their minds.
Okay, sleight of hand on your part. And you pull this out and you show it, and they're both kind of like mid chewing on a piece of pork. And
Eight, a solid eight. A
right,
solid eight.
and the father nearly chokes when you pull that out. And the mother is a little more what's the word I'm looking for?
Dignified?
Elegant in getting it down politely. And he says,
If you know what
Father's-
I'm saying.
Oh dear God.
Oh, well played, sir. Well
This
played.
is dinner. Come on. Now.
Underhanded, but well played.
This is during dinner time.
That was a good alley
Oh
there.
my.
Good sir. Good alley
Be right
there.
Fantastic. That was well played. But
I'm
the
bowing
father
right now.
says, yes, that's been well, the new mayor has been using it as his own personal seal.
Huh. Cool.
He put it
What?
on the carts to tell us not to move them. And so he said that next time they would be moved, he would see to it that new agreements were met, or at least attempted.
So
Do
it's
I
just
like
like
hear
his own
this?
personal brand.
Well, that's what he told us, yes.
But what did I hear when they saw the symbol?
Keep in mind he rolled an 8.
Well, that
No,
was for
that's
the
for
sleight of
sleight
hand.
of hand.
Oh.
So
Okay.
they know he casted the spell, or they know he casted a spell. But actually, that's exactly what he was thinking.
Oh.
That's what he knows.
Okay.
Cool.
That's what his surface thoughts was.
That's what his surface thoughts were. Was, oh my, that's the mayor's seal.
Oh
I
my.
wonder where they saw it. And then you said we found this on the carts, and he's like, oh, well, that makes
Actually,
sense.
I never said where I found it. I just said I found the symbol.
Oh, I thought you did.
Well, no, but Lucas, you said that they were on the card, so like
I just said I found the symbol.
no, like while he was talking, like while you were playing the dad as
At least
the
I think I
Varys.
did.
I could have swore you did. I mean, I don't mean to. That's not something I.
It's no biggie, I don't think, anyways.
Anyways,
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't think it is.
Somebody scribbled this on the side of the church building. That's why I was asking.
Mmm.
Deception.
Yeah, roll deception.
Yeah, I might have thought.
Can
I
you give
found
him
it
advantage
using
or something, John?
Let's see, deception.
Is that
Well,
possible?
one of you would have to
Wait,
add
what?
to it to make it more believable.
I don't know how to make it more believable. Honestly, I don't.
Did you know that the priest has been missing?
5. I'm a good liar.
Hmm. Last time I was in town, which was, earlier today, I don't remember seeing it on the side of the church.
I thought that's where I saw it. Maybe I saw it somewhere. I don't remember. Just remember seeing this somewhere.
No,
I know
we
they're on
we
the,
saw it,
I
but it
know
was
they're on
behind
the
a few
cranberry
barrels.
carts. Where Dad says.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was-
near the church. That's what it was.
Well, it's a small town. You're always near everything.
Touche.
Speaking of the
I
church,
go back to feeding Simone absent-mindedly.
speaking of the church, we overheard a rumor in town that the priest has gone missing.
And the mother speaks up, and she says, "Yes, it's quite a shame. We all know Father Hans quite well. He left without warning, and before mass too.
Would he
I-
have a reason why he would leave just suddenly?
I couldn't say. I honestly don't know.
Did he seem to be acting any type of strange lately, or
Well, and the three of them, mother, father, daughter, kind of exchanged looks. Father Hans was always a bit off, but he was a good man. His connection with Melora was deep and passionate to him, and
did he
complicated.
know? Did he know the mayor?
Everybody knew the mayor. Everybody knows everybody.
Did he get along with the mayor?
Well, really, nobody got along with Buford when he was a drunk, but ever since he's sobered up, everybody's really liked him.
What do y'all
He's
think
really
about?
quite found his calling in the office.
What do y'all think about old Buford?
Oh, I think he's doing quite well. He's
Aren't
very
you-
ambitious.
Aren't you kind of concerned that he's just gonna hold up progress with the contract that he has with the other people and just not gonna send them stuff?
Well, I mean, the worst that can happen is we just give what we owe and everything goes back to normal. I quite like the idea that he's trying to change some things.
Yeah,
No
but
offense, of course. Oh, wait, never mind. They wouldn't know you.
know me.
No, not you.
Oh,
Never mind.
I'm just a peon here.
No, I thought they would know that what John really is, and they would say, "No offense, my lord," but they don't know who you are, so they wouldn't say that. Never mind. My bad.
Because aren't these cranberries supposed to go somewhere? And normally, whenever you do that, aren't you supposed to negotiate prior to seizing stuff?
Well, we did this year, but we don't think we got the best deal that the previous mayor set up, and he admits to it himself.
I just hope nothing comes about it. With I don't know, some people might take offense to it. Maybe not the people here, but maybe people elsewhere. I don't know. Sure, there's a peaceful, normal way of communication prior to just. Some people might look at it as stealing.
Well, I mean, they're here, and they'll keep. I mean, after all, it is all canned and processed. Or not canned, but jarred and processed.
You'd probably still call it canned, though.
Yeah, I can't. Sure. Yeah, it's all the same concept. So.
But y'all find it funny that the priest kind of went missing whenever this new mayor got elected?
Did he feel threatened?
Oh, I don't know. It is
Inside
quite odd.
check.
It is quite odd, though, I will admit. Roll for insight.
Sorry, I've been waiting to.
Wait, is this the mother or is this the father talking?
This is the mother talking.
Wait, do I
How
roll
how
the insight or
how
is
is
that?
how
Fuck!
how
Pretty
is,
sure.
how is the expression of the father been whenever she's been talking?
Quiet, but in the same line of thinking.
Okay.
I rolled a 12.
She seems to be telling the truth.
And I'm going to ask and be like, the associates with me, not to Eris here, but we had a trip from. One second, let me look at the map. I need the map help. From Vorkaiserstalo to here, but before we were at Vorkaiserstalo, we were at Vorbal, and we have a task here to investigate the sudden appearance of monoliths. And when I'm explaining, when I say the like word monoliths, like things that aren't supposed to be here, so on and so forth, I'm going to cast detect again, detect thoughts. And this time, I'm not even gonna like try to be stealthy about it. I'm just gonna do it.
Well, oddly enough, you wouldn't need to detect it, or shit, I'm sorry. You wouldn't even need to cast it, because the second you say monoliths, you both see both of their faces go to a frown in an
Oh.
instant. And almost in a hiss, you hear Eris's father speak up. How do you know about him?
I kind of
The-
slam my palms against the table and I stare him down and I tell
He's
him that
not
this
looking
is.
at you. He's just
Is
he's
Oh.
deadlocked with John.
and I said to him, because the Emperor knows about them.
Oh.
And tell me, what does the Emperor plan to do?
He wants to know why they've appeared.
Does he want to take him? And he like slams his fist on the table.
What do you know about them?
Why would he want to take them?
Because anybody that's not around here could never understand.
Then let
It's
us
what
understand.
makes the cranberries grow.
It's what makes the cranberries grow? I figured the ground made cranberries grow.
I'm kind of like on Drake is like, no, like I'm kind of pointing at like whenever he said this, like, yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
I thought Melara made the cranberries grow.
Oh.
Big.
Oh, yeah, y'all like
Oh.
that? Y'all like that, huh? Yeah.
And again, almost in a hiss, you hear the mother speak up. Malora is nothing but lies. I want you all out of my house
Oh.
now.
Oh no.
Oh.
How about you tell me
Um,
what you did with the
And I will.
priest?
No, Draker, let's just go. We'll gladly leave.
How dare you come here and disgrace our small town? Leave now!
Big
I
oof.
I'll
think,
be
I
back.
think if anything, we bettered your small town, and I walk out.
And they are up away from the table and very
I
aggressive.
kicked the door open
Oh
and
my
walk out.
gosh.
John is just still sitting there and like not moving, kind of just looking at Eris.
They're
Like, what is
eyeing you down.
what
both
what
of
is
them.
Eris? What is Eris doing?
She looks as confused and bewildered as pretty much all of you guys, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, she hasn't been around the town. She's been at Verkaiser Solo, hasn't she?
Mm-hmm. And I say to them, as I'm still sitting there, is Diana still here or did she leave?
She's getting up, trying to. I mean, Diana's no fighter, so she's trying to keep the fighters between her and what is now
Mhm.
becoming a threat.
Oh,
I'm not
I
like.
did not kick the door down. I'm standing next to her in front of her.
And
By the
I'd
way.
imagine kicking the door down might not be the wisest thing, but Eris speaks up and says, "Mom, Dad, what's the big deal? What's this about the stone?" And the mother, her eyes, which are alight with this maddening anger, almost like a fire is burning behind her irises, as she turns to her daughter and says, "You don't understand it. You haven't seen the miracle that is them."
Insight check.
Wait, what?
Inside
What's
check.
it? What's to see
17.
through that?
As you believe that what she's saying, she believes wholeheartedly.
And then, I kind of just say, it's like, then why don't you show us?
He'll just take it, just like the last people who came to our town looking. Sweetie, you must understand. We're doing this because we love you and we want to see our town succeed. You must stay with us. They must leave.
Did you disappear the last people that looked for it?
They met
Is that what
their
happened
own.
with the priest?
Ooh.
Oh.
Leave
And
now.
that's in table.
Big
That's on table. Ooh.
That is a big ooh.
You see the dad picks up the steak knife up off the table.
Oh.
I
Okay,
vest you nicely.
I pull my pike
Get
out
out.
from my back.
Pull out the pike. Pull
I
out
Yeah,
the
Are you
I'm-
pike.
guys staying?
I have it aimed at him. I'm not like there's a whole table and I've kind of stood up and backed away from the table, but I have it aimed towards him.
Oh my goodness.
I like pull out my hand to where I'm going to guess where my if I was like holding my sword, where I would
Huh?
hold my sword directly. What?
Oh.
What?
Like you're visualizing where the sword would end up.
Yeah, where it would like end up directly at his throat, but not cutting him, just like right there, and make it appear.
Oh, jeez.
I would like
Big
all
oof.
of you to roll a perception check.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
I was like
initiative.
initiative. I was like
20.
Oh, 11. Oh, wait, no,
perception.
23.
Slash roll 1d20.
I got
plus-
24. All right.
Does
I got
does
Oh.
I got
Diana
four.
have any type of magic that can uncharm somebody?
No.
Dang it.
Don't
Oh, I guess
look at me.
abjuration
I
wouldn't
don't.
have that.
Or
I don't-
like,
I don't have
All
anything.
okay. All of you who rolled above a 10, you
Rolled a
watch
23.
as Eris's father, who is in a terribly tactful position, you watch as his eyes glaze over and completely dull of all color,
Oh my.
and he lunges at you, John. He's going to make an attack against you.
Oh,
No,
no.
siree. I got my pike at him.
I know, and you will get to attack second, and then we'll roll initiative. You and
Oh
John
my
will get to
gosh.
go after he does. And I'll give you, John, advantage because you were expecting this or you were preparing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll roll initiative.
Holy crap. I did not think this is how it's gonna
Does
happen. I thought
a
we were just gonna
19
leave.
hit your armor class?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have my shield on. I only have 4.
So he steps forward, and without a care in the world, you see these cold, lifeless eyes stare you down as your longsword grazes the side of his neck, and he starts bleeding from the cut that he just stepped into. As
Uh-oh.
he reaches forward and plunges this steak knife into your shoulder. You take 6 points of damage.
No.
Okay.
Do
Oh,
I
I
get,
wanna-
do
I
I
still
get
wanna
attack of
punch him.
opportunity because he's
Into
lunged
you.
forward?
And
No,
you hear
he
from-
hasn't like gone
You
away
hear from
anything.
heavy breathing and a growling hiss as the blood's starting to run down his neck. I've asked you once. I won't ask again. And he like pulls the knife out of you, readies for another attack. It's both of your guys' turns.
Okay, like since it's my turn first, I'm going to. Let me look.
What is happening?
Okay, I'll use this. I'm going to take with my offhand. Like I'm gonna assume it's my left hand. Put it towards him and cast Eldritch Blast.
Nice.
Okay.
And in doing so, whenever I cast this and I say something like, "Make sure not to kill him, only to incapacitate him."
Your phasers to stun.
Okay. This is a ranged attack at
But
melee.
how far is he?
He's on you. He
He
stabs
just
you with a
stabbed you in the
knife.
shoulder.
Okay.
So it
okay.
is with the disadvantage,
Okay.
but go ahead and roll.
No, wait, how do you roll that? Because Eldritch Blast, it's 2d10. Okay, no, I got it. It took me a minute. I have to roll it twice because it shoots 2 blasts now.
Right. But roll your attack with disadvantage.
Plus what is this spellcasting modifier? 7. 13, and that's not the full thing. So roll 1d20 plus 7.
You can just do up on the arrow keys, and it'll do what you did last.
Show
Okay,
me.
those both hit. He's not wearing any armor. He's just wearing.
That's just one. That's one. It's the first one.
Yeah, because it's disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage.
Okay, yeah, but
That's
the 13
disadvantage of
hits.
him. Yeah, and then 1d, and 2d. Wait, how do you roll two? Wait, I'm dumb.
If it's 2
I got it.
Eldritch
I got
Blasts, wouldn't
I
you
got
have to roll twice?
Okay, so
You
it's
roll
Wait,
2d20.
and I know. It's 2 15s. If 2 15s plus 7, so it'd be 21 on each one of those.
You rolled 2d20s.
Yeah, I know. I rolled two d20s, but it's 30. But it's 2 15s was each of rolls, and you add 7
Yeah,
to that,
those
so
hit.
it's
So
it's
roll,
passed.
roll damage.
Yeah,
Roll damage
Gotcha.
for both attacks.
I'm just gonna roll 2 d10s at once. Plus 8.
Plus 8. Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm
Why
saying
is it-
8 because it's I'm just adding them together. Is
Both
what
of
I'm
them
doing.
are plus 4.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's 1d10 plus 4 per Eldritch, so I'm just rolling 2d10 plus 8.
Yeah, the double thing is throwing me off.
24. It's 24
Okay.
force stamina.
You kill him.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
And so
Like,
as you feel this searing pain in your shoulder, you conjure the ethereal eldritch energy that courses within you, and you flip your sword around and kind of put the pommel essentially into his chest and blast him backwards as he goes flying across the room and smashes into the far side of the kitchen wall and like hits his head against the wall with a heavy thud and then slumps to the floor, unconscious.
Y'all might want to heal him.
You know,
Wait, how
I
much-
see
how
this
much
as a
damage did I
common
take?
occurrence. We
Oh,
really
you took
destroyed
6.
family dinners
six,
and
six,
breakfasts.
Yeah.
6.
What is the wife doing?
Well, first of all, the heiress is
Super pissed.
screaming. The wife is going to pick up a frying pan.
oh dear gosh.
Yeah, you're all fucked now.
Yeah, for real.
And
Jesus.
It's
everybody roll.
That's what I was
initiative.
just gonna say. That I was literally gonna say PUBG.
Yeah.
Roll for initiative,
Oh wait,
everybody.
no. Rex still gets to go. He still gets to.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll-
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Rax still.
Okay, so
oh, you're
he's
right.
incapacitated father. Can I just kind of extend my pike and then smack the pole against the head of the wife?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, wait.
So it's bludgeoning damage instead of piercing damage this way, and he doesn't
Sure.
kill her.
Sure. Fair enough.
All right.
Roll for attack.
Roll. Oh,
Oh.
So you
no.
take the pike.
inspiration. I'm using 1.
Wait, don't you get 2 attacks?
No, I got
No, he had disadvantage, but I don't have 2 attacks. Or at least I'm not going to use the second one.
I mean, you missed the first one. You can try to still hit her with the second one.
Yeah, you're level 5, so do you get your attack? Or does that not come with
no, I do. Oh,
Oh.
I guess I can use that. Yeah.
You
Okay.
can use that.
Okay, 12. Does that hit?
12 definitely hits.
Okay, awesome. So blunt.
So you reach forward
damage.
and the first and the brat or the steel tip of your spear rings off the cast iron frying pan as you recoil to try and move it around to to touch the blunt face of the spear against the mother. You strike true, and with a resounding thwack, you strike her with your backswing. Go ahead and roll damage.
Roll that
9.
damage, big boy.
9. What does 9 do?
You hit her on the head, and it sends her reeling back. She
Ooh.
is not unconscious, and you watch as the anger in her eyes fades to this glossy dullness as she rights herself and readies to come at you again. Everybody roll initiative.
Yeah.
22.
No
Yeah.
siree, am I
18.
gonna let this wench destroy me?
Well, I got 20.
Wow.
I'm
I
on
got
fire.
16.
I'm
All right.
ready. I'm
I
ready.
got a 20, 18, 16, and 12. We're doing
And
good.
I
I
will
am-
get some
I got a
I am
22.
my
second.
new universe dice to roll specially for Diana. Ooh, that was a terrible roll. I'm like, yay, Diana's dice. Oh shit.
Oh shit, Diana's dice.
Well, shit. Okay, all right.
Inspiration.
25 to 20.
22.
20.
I'm 18.
I'm 12.
Oh, I don't have that.
Hold on. He's got to write all this down.
Yeah, I gotta write all this down. Okay, and I also got to roll for 2 more people, so we'll call that.
For people?
Yeah.
Eris and also
Okay.
the mother.
So who got a 20?
I got a 20. And
Okay.
Draven got a 22.
What is your dexterity score, John?
2.
Okay. You will go first, and then the mother will go second.
Wait,
She
what?
also rolled a 20.
Wait, what about Draku?
Oh, you're talking about.
He's going first. He rolled a 22.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but you were tied, so he's just using the dexterity modifier to
okay,
guess which one's
I
gonna
was
go
just-
first.
That's
confused.
how I settle ties.
That's a
Alari-
pretty neat way of doing it.
Okay, and then Alora rolled what? 18.
18. And then
I
Rafe,
rolled a 16.
and then Tia rolled a 12.
Wait, Zach, what'd you roll?
You rolled a
Link.
7.
Oh, I
Okay,
see it up
and
there.
then Thea rolled a what? 12.
12.
Okay,
And then
and
Link.
then Diana rolled an 11,
Ooh, better than Link.
and okay, yeah, Thea would have a higher dexterity.
I have a 20.
Or
I sure hope so.
no, wait, yeah, I'm sorry, Rack. What's your dexterity modifier?
3.
3. Okay, yeah, you would still go first, cause
What'd the father roll?
Eris rolled
Wait,
am
am I
Eris rolled a
fighting
16.
Eris?
No!
No, but she has to go too.
Oh, gotcha.
She rolled the same score as you.
Oh, I didn't think that she was fighting.
Well, you're not sure what she's gonna do actually.
Considering you
I don't
just
like that.
beat the crap out of her dad.
And the mom.
I think she'll just beat the crap out of me.
I hope she
Okay,
just understands that he's possessed.
John getting abused. Probably
And
what's gonna happen.
Placebo rolled
likes
a
that.
7.
It's okay.
No. That's not canon.
That's not canon.
That's
Okay,
not
and
canon.
let me roll for the dad. He rolled a natural 1. How fitting. He's unconscious.
Yes.
I was about to say, but the dad's unconscious.
Oh, hey, he's got to make those saving throws.
No, that's
So
no.
he's about to
we
die. Oh,
no,
crap.
we incapacitated. We did not kill him.
Yes,
No.
you incapacitate him with the Eldritch Blast. However, the striking the wall with the back of his head wasn't
Yeah.
so kind.
He's crashing through wood and stuff.
That shouldn't push him back that much because that's a feat. Not a
didn't.
feet. No. That's like
To
one
be
of the
fair,
things that you can push him back.
He
With
looks
10
rough.
feet.
You don't know how rough he looks. But you see a little bit of blood running out of his mouth
Okay.
as
I'm
he
not.
lays there unconscious. And with that, Draku, quickest action as you see this shit show unfold in front of you. What are you doing?
I am going to run over to her and try to grapple her.
Okay. It's going to be an opposed strength check.
I think Draku can win that.
Is that a problem?
You don't know that.
Oh.
I'm just saying, it's very
Okay.
likely.
Was that your roll 16? No.
No, I haven't rolled yet.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Is it a athletics or a strength?
Opposed strength.
So
Strength. Oh, jeez.
Ooh.
a 10.
She rolled a 10 plus 1. So as you charge at her, and you wrap around, she ducks and spins around you, and you kind of go flying into like the table side, like a table side drawer, and kind of bounce off of that as paintings, faces, and others trying to go crashing to the ground and shattering as she sidesteps you essentially and
And
is ungrappled.
for my second attack, I'm gonna grapple her.
Okay, roll again.
God, 22.
Okay, yeah, that time you get her. As you come at her from behind,
Rolls
you
that
wrap
20.
your arms around her and hold her in place, and she is kicking and screaming and just flailing about. All right.
As I'm doing this, I yelled to Diana, and I say, "Make sure that he's not bleeding out." And I tell everybody else, something's possessing these two people. As I look at Area, and then that's my turn.
Trying to think of something I can do with spells, but I'm out of spells. uh,
Wait,
Power in the
you ran out
corner.
of spells? You just used Eldritch Blast. You got a short rest.
that's a cantrip. Eldritch Blast is a cantrip.
Oh.
Yeah, but everything that you had, we had a short rest before we.
I used it.
He
during
used 2 spells
conversations.
to listen to the conversations in their
Oh,
minds.
no.
Rip.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fair.
I'm going to.
Just freaking punch her.
Yeah.
Honestly, unarmed strike. Do it.
Well, I mean,
how far am I from her right now?
well, it's
You
technically
have
her
enough
turn.
movement to get there.
No,
Isn't it?
I want to know how far I'm. Wait, no, it is her turn. It is her turn right now.
No,
No,
it's
my
your
turn.
turn.
Yeah, that's dumb.
It'll be her
Yeah.
turn next.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
I'm
far
sorry.
am I
Yeah, he
away
had the
from her?
dexterity.
I'd say
Forget.
you're about 10 feet from her.
Is that
Maybe
enough
a little
not to
bit
get?
less than that.
Is that enough? That is enough not get disadvantage with.
Yes, you would not have disadvantage. Which,
And actually, I'd have an advantage since she's grappled right now. Correct.
yes, that is accurate.
I'm going to do that. Eldritch Blast.
Okay, roll for attack with advantage.
2d20 plus 7. No, just 2d20. That is a 25.
And you got to get your rolls right.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that.
Using his elf.
Okay, fine. I don't know. I don't know how to do it.
Just
never
do
mind.
the dice roller.
Yeah, just roll it. And
Oh, the dice.
Yeah,
roll.
individually.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
And just do the advance roll, and then you can add whatever plus it is.
Mm-hmm. I forget about this little thing.
I pretty much keep mine up most of the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. With the exception of my hotkeys.
I don't have any of those set up. I want to set those up.
Oh, they're
Gotta do
pretty
that
easy.
sometime.
I got a 17.
that definitely hits. Roll damage.
So slash R2d10 plus 8.
Oh.
I got
15. Oh my gosh, you're killing these people.
I know.
Yeah. So with that, you reach forward and the eldritch what is it? I know what color it is. Duh.
green.
The green and the white fuse together, coming out of the palm of your sword in this unison translucent color as it shoots forward and strikes excuse me, strikes Eris's mother square in the chest as she gets knocked back into your squared and ready body, Draku, and just kind of gets bounced between these two forces and falls unconscious in your arms.
Is she bleeding out or is she
Well,
unconscious?
she's bleeding a bit, but I don't know if she's bleeding out. Or you don't know if she's bleeding out.
Well, I can't do anything. It's not my turn. Sorry.
This is true.
Is
And it is her turn, and she is going to be unconscious.
Nice.
Is she gonna roll a death saving throw?
So actually, Swift, I'm going to ask you because can you do non-lethal damage with magic?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, she's just unconscious.
Because it's force damage because
Good.
the way it's done because unless it
I'm
depends
like,
on
I
the type
cast
of
a
damage.
fireball, but it's non-lethal, guys.
No,
Don't
no,
worry.
because it's force damage. Because force damage like is not. It's a damage cancel. It's just, I would say so.
Sure.
Because
Firestorm, but it's
just
non-lethal, guys.
it depends on the spell in my opinion.
Yeah, I think if it's force damage, I'll allow it. But I think if it's like elemental,
Yeah,
with the exception of
there's
lightning or maybe water,
there's
I
not
would
a lot of things that are very non-lethal in magic.
I would say anything fire or explodey, we're not going to
Mhm.
say can be non-lethal.
And there's not a lot of force things either. Not a lot at all.
Well, like water would be force.
Well, I'm talking about the actual
Yeah. Okay.
damage.
Sure.
Damage.
Okay.
We'll keep that in mind moving
So-
forward. Then.
Who comes after Wifey Poo?
It would be Alora.
Okay. All right.
What you want to do?
Well, what I'm going to do, or what I'd like to do, is I was gonna take this rope that I have, and I was gonna tie them up, and then try to heal them so that they don't die. But they also can't move. So
Oh yeah,
Right,
for
yeah.
sure do that
You
actually.
can do that.
yeah, so I'm gonna run over to the mother, and I'm gonna tie her up first. So would I have to roll for that anything, or
I would say just roll a dexterity check as
A
you're trying
dexterity.
to execute fine finger or fast finger movements quickly.
okay?
I should have said
wait.
something
Just roll
about my
well.
manacles. I
Hold
should have
on.
said something about my manacles that I have.
Dexterity.
DM.
Yeah.
From what I can read, it is actually your call
Ooh.
if spells can do non-lethal damage.
We'll say if it's reasonable. Like if you say I cast a fireball and it explodes and singes and lights everything around it on fire, but don't worry guys, it's non-lethal. I'm not going to allow that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
But
think
from what I
a
looked
lightning
up,
bolt you could say could be non-lethal.
From what I
Maybe.
looked
No,
up, normally
no, it's gonna
melee
kill
is
you.
only one that you can do non-lethal, but it is DM's discretion.
The
Okay.
what?
The DM's discretion.
because
No,
you
before that.
control. Oh, the mainly
Oh.
it's only melee.
Yeah, it's only
Oh.
melee that can do non-lethal because you can throw
I
your
would say
punches.
anything that's bludgeoning could be said to be non-lethal. Like Allura couldn't shoot somebody with an arrow and say it's non-lethal.
Well,
I mean,
unless
they
you have
could, unless you
arrows
shot him
that
in the
do
foot.
bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, sure. If you put like a cord
Like a
at the end
club.
of it.
I'm gonna fire this club.
or just instead of having like a pointed tip, like have like the arrows
A big
like
fist.
Like the plungers.
yeah,
The
like
plungers.
But yeah,
What is this,
plungers,
Rumble?
or just like a
It's-
rounded tip, like right when it hits, it just
DM's
like boom.
discretion mainly. So
Yeah, okay. If Allura wants to buy some fist arrows, I'll allow it.
Good.
She's gonna be the
Got
sister
some
fister.
Acme Productions over here.
Yeah.
That's a good reference. I liked it.
Instead of twisted sister, she's gonna be the fisted sister.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
We are getting into
Yeah.
a completely different
I'll
scenario
admit
here.
that's good, but ooh.
Yeah, that's an oof.
Spicy.
The yikes for me.
Okay,
like it.
Alora, did she make her hit? Did
I
she
rolled a
get it?
9.
You get the nut started, but she's not nearly secured by the end of your turn.
Tell
Okay.
you, man, bow knot is the best knot.
Yeah, bow knot. Okay. So I'm gonna keep on working, I guess,
Okay,
on
it
the
is it's Rack's turn now.
Okay, I also have hempen rope in my adventurers pack, so I'm gonna grab that out and go for the father.
Okay,
Who's almost
roll a
dead.
dexterity check.
All right,
roll better than me.
I really hope I do.
Cause I did pretty crappy.
Not that. +3. 20.
Yay!
Alrighty.
Nice.
There we go.
Bow
So
knot.
with your ship skills,
Your
you
boatman
step
skills.
up and you
Oh, yeah.
start like twirling and twisting the rope in your hand. And by the time you get to him, you've already got half the knot tied. And you've of course done all of this one-handed as you're walking towards him.
Of course, yeah.
And you slip the loop around, cinch it down, and finish the rest of it, and get his arms bound behind his back within your turn.
Cool.
What kind
Alright.
of
You're very
knot are we
confident
As
talking
that
a
about?
will
as a
hold.
bonus action, can I tell Diana to head over here and try to heal him
What,
so he doesn't bleed out or die?
Somebody else has
kind
got a calm down area.
what kind of knot are we talking about here? We talking about
The best knot. The best knot.
no.
Like the knot that ties Draku's heart with Diana's.
Ooh.
That's strong.
Hey,
Sounds like a bow
I
knot
like
to
it.
me.
That would be one-handed bowling, my dude. Actually, no. It would be like a timber hitch, and then you did like a fast half hitch, or
I'm
like
not a Boy
9
Scout.
of
I
them
don't know
up
these
his
terms.
arm.
I know all. I
It's the
actually
best
do know.
one. I don't know.
I know these terms. I feel
Oh,
so
good.
sad.
All right.
Hey, I know knots. I can tie a knot like 50 different ways.
I know a knot goblin.
Ooh.
Critical Role reference. Got
Yeah.
him.
Got him.
dig it.
Nice. Not the brave, comma.
Not the nimble.
Not the quick.
Oh, you had 2 flasks of oil cubed. That one you could have used earlier.
You bastard.
Okay, again, kerosene, I don't think makes for a good tanning oil.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
looking this up. I'm looking it up.
Depends on how you use it.
I just read 2
Yeah,
flasks
if
of
you
oil.
light
I
it
was
on
like,
fire,
dang it.
sure. But
Okay, so who's after me?
okay, after you, it's Eris,
Area.
Please don't kill us. Please don't kill us.
Oh crap, she's
and
pissed.
she kind of stands there with both of her hands clasped over her mouth, just watching the scene unfold, seeing that her parents are not in fact dead.
Not yet,
Poor
at least.
girl.
And like looking at you, John, with just absolute fear and horror in her eye. And she tells or asks you almost in a whisper, what just happened? Why did they do that? My father can have a temper, but I've never seen that before. And that's not my parents. That it can't be. What's happening? And that's what she spends her turn
okay.
doing.
I can't respond.
I would say at this point we're out of
Yeah.
combat.
Okay.
All
Finish
right,
tying
awesome.
up the mom.
Okay, Diana's on healing.
Trying.
I have a health potion I could use. Oh, actually, no. I'll let Diana do it.
And
I'll save that.
and Diana walks over and kind of checks for a pulse and cautiously feels around like the back of the head. And she's like, "Well, I'm no doctor, but I think they're just out cold. I don't think they'll need any healing. But we shouldn't be too rough with them while they're like this."
Can I check to see if there's any type of marking or any type of thing that's possibly causing them to be under control or anything like that with at least mom?
Yeah,
Like,
go ahead.
does she have like a
Roll an
rune on the back of her
investigation
head
check.
or something like that?
Yeah,
Oh.
I want to do the same thing. I mean,
Yeah,
assuming...
anybody who wants to roll an investigation check.
I don't want to roll an investigation.
I'm gonna roll that as well. I want to make sure they don't have any markings that are,
Oh, crap.
or like that
sorry.
crest.
I'm sorry.
I rolled
Okay,
a
I rolled a
2.
15.
I rolled a 19.
Nice.
Awesome. Give it to me, Lucas.
Do you have a 0 in,
Yeah, I have no intelligence modifiers
So,
whatsoever.
I have a
Other
negative
than
2.
having negative, yeah.
So, Alora and Rack. Oh wait, no. Oh, okay, I see. You guys start looking over your respective parents, and Eris shuffles over, kind of still in shock, eyes wide, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
Or
And
just
she's
checking.
like, "Oh, please be
Making sure.
careful. I They're not like this. I don't know what's gotten into them. And you guys proceed to search their bodies, and you don't find any symbols, at least in easily accessible areas.
I'm not gonna check their crotch or anything.
Well, I figured you wouldn't. That's why I said it.
At least not in front of Eris. She doesn't need to see that.
We gotta be
Going through
thorough.
enough. I need to make sure that they don't have
Every
any markings
orifice.
as I'm grabbing her mother's breast.
Oh gosh.
Every single orifice.
Oh no, that's too far. Too far. I don't feel comfortable with that.
I don't either.
You're grabbing her breast. I mean, at this
No,
point,
that was
it's
a joke. No, above table. Gosh dang, I need to say that.
Yeah, you really do, because I'm like,
No, I'm not doing that.
Eris wasn't gonna fight you until now.
Okay. Whew.
And you guys don't find any symbols.
Okay.
Does anybody have a lesser restoration? Anything like that?
Do they need that? I can look at the mom and see if I could do like a health check or whatever.
Yeah,
help, but
if you want, roll a medicine check,
yeah,
Laura.
medicine. Okay, give me a second. I don't even think I have that on my little quick buttons because I didn't think I'd ever need it. But let's see, medicine. Okay, got it.
Hey, John, how's that wound feeling?
Okay,
Did he get
I am
pretty
rolling
bad?
it now.
I
Alright,
just
I got a
kind of like
12.
look at my arm and I just like kind of like rotate it like back and forth. It's like I'll live.
It hurts, but
Good man.
Okay, I
Okay.
rolled a 12, Lucas.
physically, other than the damage you guys did and their self-inflicted wounds from getting knocked about, you can't see anything that would suggest any recent, other than like normal stuff.
Okay.
You know, or normal bumps, abrasions, stuff like that.
Okay.
But there's really nothing you can gauge from just looking on the surface that there's anything wrong with them.
That makes me nervous.
Jesus. Oh,
Nice.
loud. So nobody has a lesser restoration or anything?
Well, I have cure wounds. I can do that.
Well, we need like some sort of This is why it's important to have a cleric. Yay!
I mean, cure wounds.
Well, we have
you
a
can
wizard
do
with
the trick on
abjuration.
I can.
Diana has no healing spells.
it. Okay, I can do the healing. I have.
There,
Okay.
there
I
are
have enough
actually,
slots.
fun fact, I tried to base her abilities around a healer. There's
Nope.
no healing abilities when it comes to wizards.
That's
Literally
funny.
get
Wow, okay. I
nothing.
thought abjuration was healing and wards.
No,
not like-
abjuration is protection.
Yeah,
let me
it's just
see.
protection, not anything
Cure
after
wounds.
protection.
One action,
Oh, Jesus.
If the
instantaneous.
shield
Okay.
fails, you're fucked.
Okay, so
Great.
I have. Let's see, make sure. Yeah, I have enough spell slots to heal both the mom and the dad. So,
Awesome.
okay, so I go over to the mom first because I'm already over there, and it's just like a vocal thing. So I sing "Flower, Green and Glow, let your power shine, make the clock burst, bring back a woman to mine," and I touch her because it requires that as well. And let's see, what's the
That is a really
rolling?
long thing to say in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there.
Yep, it is. It's a thing I chose. So a creature.
Oh yeah, sure enough. No healing.
Hit points
Get
equal
the
to
fuck
1d.
up! Is all you have to
Yeah. That would be
Wake
Draker's way. Draker, wake up!
What's this good on the table?
You're so catchy. Okay. So.
Can you imagine a fucking chop healing spell? You want to?
Alari's gotta wait like 3 turns before she can heal somebody.
It's instantaneous.
Yeah, but the
It's
words that you say have to go.
It says it's instantaneous, so it's
Okay.
instantaneous.
I'm
Okay.
just messing with you.
It worked.
It
We
works.
allow it. Hey,
For
I'm all
now.
about flavor from around here. So
Yeah.
it's
We
okay.
allow it for now.
Shit, John has a fucking 30-second
Yeah, I
incantation for a
know.
reaction spell.
Yes.
I know.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
real,
Jesus.
That's
so
funny.
somehow
God
that
damn.
works.
Like the
Screw
lightning bolt
up.
has already struck his target. He's like,
I know.
wait, I'm not done
I'm not
casting.
done.
No.
I know.
No. Well, we already described how the reason why it can be long and it work because
No, it's hey, and that's why I said We're all about flavor here, so I'm fine with it.
Shit, all
We're
I
gonna
gotta
go to
do is
Flavor
say
Town.
Kamehameha and I start
Yeah.
fucking shit up.
One last trip.
Wait. I have a question. Isn't technically Draku's like Key Blast, isn't it under the definition of magic or no?
Yes, it is magical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
In this
I
case,
can-
wisdom as you said, increase,
Ooh.
so +3, so mine's +4. Okay.
I
Plus
don't know
4.
if.
Cure wounds.
You know
I need
what?
to do.
I think you could counterspell that.
I think I could. It's like,
Here.
it's just like
28.
he's like about to Kamehameha, just like nothing.
Okay, so that's the dad.
Got
Nah,
it.
bruh. Okay, what's
I
this
don't
for? That's
know
your healing.
if
Yeah, the 7 is the healing.
uh
And then,
Oh,
okay.
the cube just
And
died
then-
on us.
And
Aw,
then
man.
I'm gonna run over to the. Okay, so they're both tied up. They're both good. I'm gonna run over to the dad, and I'm gonna do the same thing and put my hands on him, and then. Whoop. 8 + 4, and that's the dad. Oh, nice.
So you heal them in a way where the surface wounds and anything you can detect with your medical knowledge is healed,
Okay.
and you know they're stable, but you make it so they stay unconscious, which you can absolutely do.
Okay. Yes, I would
Okay.
like to do that.
They'll come to consciousness on their own eventually. I mean,
Yeah.
if you try and wake them up, they'll wake up right now.
Okay.
But if you leave them alone, they'll stay unconscious.
Okay, that's what I want to do. So.
I
No,
figured.
I start speaking. It's like, now, if I wait 30 minutes, I can look into their mind if I have the permission of Eris to do so, to figure out what caused them to do that. Like, I know, and Eris knows, that's not her parents.
And she kind of just like shakily nods. I mean, she's practically like falling onto you. Like she's leaning so heavily against you. She has no idea what's going on.
Is she leaning on the side that got stabbed?
No.
Okay. I was just like,
But you, the confident, ever knowing woman that you love and admire, that always seems to have you bested in mental aptitude, looks scared shitless right now. Like she is on the verge of breaking down and just falling to pieces, and you don't know how much longer she can keep this up.
it's like, I believe that is the solid plan from it, to figure out what caused them to do this, to go into their memories and figure out what's going on.
And she kind of shakily nods to you, and she, like, in a weak voice, just says, "Just please be careful."
And then like, I'll look at the rest of the party. Is anyone in disagreement?
Nope.
Okay. And then in doing so, John is going to sit down again and is going to rest for exactly 30 minutes. I'm gonna roll a hit dice in that 30 minutes. Is my hit dice 1d8?
I don't know. What
Don't
is your
forget
hit dice?
don't forget to just prop your feet onto the table.
Yeah, I know, right?
Put your
Yeah.
hands back. Just
Yeah.
relax. That 30
No,
seconds.
yeah, my hit dice is 1d8.
Okay, well then it is.
Is it 1d8 plus Constitution?
Your Constitution, yes.
Okay. To get back hit points, because I've never done this ever in a D&D campaign. Whoa. I got the 6 points I lost back.
Actually, come to think of it, this is the first time your character's been in combat,
Well, legit
other
combat.
than against party members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which didn't end up very well. He ended up more like we've butchered her name so bad I can't even remember it.
Yeah.
No, the new chick, the frosty chick.
Eris.
Yeah,
Eris, cold air.
He ended up worse than
Colder.
Eris's father.
Colder.
I actually didn't even get to fight. I was actually, before we even did this, I was thinking, I was like, I'm just gonna back away slowly. Then Polo's all like, and we're about to roll initiative for a fight. I'm like, ah, crap.
Yeah. It ended
Nah,
up
nah.
real quick. Like we were not having it.
Like, ta-ta, done.
Okay. So
But yeah, John, wait, rests is magically healed because he has apparently amazing healing factor because that's how this game works.
okay.
Hey,
Ah.
don't break my immersion, John.
My immersion.
My immersion.
My immersion!
And then goes up
Your
to
wounds heal on their own, goddammit. That's how this works.
magic. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And then goes up to him, goes up to her father, and puts his right hand on his head
oh
and
yeah, do it.
casts detect thoughts, and is going to go deeper into his mind. If he's unconscious, does he have to roll a wisdom saving throw?
I'm gonna say yes, but it's gonna be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Because you're gonna have to fight through his subconscious.
Okay. I was only wondering that one. He has to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, so I will do that with disadvantage. Okay, so that is a 14.
He does not make it.
Okay.
In doing so, I get to look into his emotional state, any deeper thoughts. I get to not choose. I get if I'm searching for something, I get to search directly for something. His emotional state, any surface thoughts that he has, and if I'm looking for something, go deep into his mind, try to pry into some of his memories. I'm looking for anything about a monolith, anything about the symbol, or well, not symbol, sorry, the monolith, because they act real weird about the monolith.
Okay. So the images and imagery comes to your mind. You see a field in front of you. There's a bunch of people, and it's almost like you're reliving a moment that he witnessed. And this thought has you walking through a group of people, and most of them are looking forward at something ahead, but a couple of them turn to you, and they have the same symbol that you saw on the carts, and that you originally saw on the monolith, painted on their foreheads in a red liquid. You're not quite sure what it is. And there is a glazed look in their eyes and a ridiculous joy that is just flooding over their faces. And as you turn from side to side and see all these people anxiously waiting and anticipating for something to happen, you look up and look forward, and they're standing before you in all of its immense dark glory. This massive slab of stone, and the smaller writing which cannot be made out, at least by your eyes, or you've not deciphered it. But the largest carving on the statue has been filled in with a similar red liquid. And in the abyssal black that makes up the background of this stone, there, lined in red, is the same symbol on this
Gosh dang it.
monolith. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
No! No! No!
Dude,
I was so into it.
Dude, this sounds like more like a cult version of the KKK. This is what this sounds like.
Dude, okay, Lucas, you said that I wasn't gonna be prepared for what was coming next. I had no idea. This is insane. I'm loving it.
I had a solid idea.
Okay.
Was it this, though? Were you
Everything
expecting
that
this?
I predicted is slowly coming to light. Everything I predicted in my mind.
Oh, this is amazing.
I have a quick question.
Yes,
Because I was looking up some information while all this was going on.
sure.
What just happened?
Really? Well, my friend, I'm going to award myself a point of threat for that.
No.
No.
No,
Please, no.
I
Come
know
on, man.
I know we got him. I know John went into their mind, but I
Okay.
was
So, John relived a memory inside of Eris's father, in which he was in a field with a bunch of other people that you've seen in the town. One of them turns to look at you, and painted on their forehead in a red liquid is the same symbol you saw on the side of the carts.
Yeah.
Their eyes are the same glazed look that you saw on Eris's parents
They weren't
when they fought you,
in front of the
but
obelisk.
their faces are just lit with glee. Like they are so excited. And then his vision turns to look at the monolith, and the carving of the big symbol has been filled in with a similar red liquid. So, and it stands out quite heavily, bright red against the abyssal black background of this stone.
You know, the only thing that would make that scene any better if you just had like the person who's supposed to be the mayor on top of the stone, like preaching, quote unquote, to the people in the cult, and they've been like,
Hey, maybe him and the priest left because they weren't seduced by the monolith.
Possible.
or maybe they were taken out because they weren't
Yeah.
seduced.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Lucas, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to not pay attention. Swift, you said something that made me start doing some research.
Okay.
And as far as counterspell, like a Kai Blast, because I was trying to understand my character.
Right.
From what I can tell, a counterspell, like, you wouldn't be able to counterspell a Eldritch Blast per the rules of the player's handbook.
Really?
So I don't. From what I did two websites here. One of them is one of them is specifically for the Eldritch Blast, but the Kai is kind of like a spell-like ability. But you can't really counter it because it's not actually a spell.
Oh, we were defending. Weird.
Like the only thing I've read is like how reactions work, because reactions, if something has a casting time, like for example, it's not just like an instant reaction, like something that instantly happens, because it takes a minute for your like your Kamehameha to like charge up, you know what I mean?
To
So
formulate.
yeah,
Oh.
and especially whenever you're casting like a very vocal spell or another spell that requires lots of
Yeah.
materials, it has lots of theatrics, in which in doing so, that's how the counterspell works, because counterspell is supposed to work on any spell that's level 4 or well, yeah, for me, any spell that's level 4 or lower, and
But
instantly dispels it.
if you look at it as like an Eldritch Blast, you can't counterspell Eldritch Blast.
Well, okay. Here's what and I can't remember this, so Swift, you'll have to help me out.
Okay.
Can you counterspell a divine smite?
Isn't Divine Smite, if I remember right, a ability from the cleric or the paladins
It's the paladin ability.
that you get that you can use like once or twice a day?
No, you can use it for as many spell slots as you have.
I would say
Because
so. I would think so.
I'll have to we'll look back on this. But if my ruling is that if you can counterspell a divine smite, you can counterspell a key blast.
Because I think you can counterspell Divine Smite, because a Divine Smite, does it require a verbal incantation?
Well, no,
Or-
because it's an instant.
Uh, I don't think so. I don't think you can, because if it's instant, you can't.
Well, then we'll say
Counterspells counters the casting of a spell. Divine Smite isn't a spell, and you don't cast it.
Okay, then we'll say your key blast isn't a spell then.
Oh, you key blast, but I'm talking about your actual like. Are you talking about like just like a regular like blast or your beam?
They're
They're
the same
both
thing.
the same thing.
They have the
I,
same
I,
casting time.
they do.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
Uh,
this seems like a ranting that we can do after the recording. Are we
Yeah,
are we
Yeah.
good
thought
here?
we were
oh,
gonna end it.
sorry.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking in with us. I hope you feel well if you're sick. If not, don't get sick. And we'll catch you next time.
No, get sick.
At Dungeons of Hades.
Yep. Peace out.
Girl
We'll see you
Scout.
Home
then.
slice.